them down there. That thing is awesome, and I'm sure they all have their eyes vying to get that.
The largest prize in Brawl Stars history demands the highest level of competition, and we have teams from around the globe competing in 5 different game modes from Gym Grab, Brawl Ball, Heist, Bounty, and Siege. We've brought 5 new maps for them to compete in. This best of 5 sets will be competed over 3 games each.
That's right. They have to be good in every single game mode. You can't be a master of one. You have to know them all.
We learned a little bit about the teams yesterday based upon their performance in these various sets, but Nova was one of the most impressive, the only team to get a 3-0 sweep through all of their sets. They never dropped a single one. The finals today are going to have a different setup. You want to let them know, Lex?
Yeah, that's right. In Gym Grab, we are going to be playing Acute Angle, Brawl Ball, Course, Heist is Pit Stop, which, let me say, is a great map. I don't know who made that one. Bounty is Canal Grande, and Siege is Some Assembly Required.
Well, there's no assembly required for these teams up on stage, except for the bans that we'll see today. One brawler will be banned from both teams, which means that no one will be able to use them. They might have to reconfigure their brawler compositions if they wind up not able to access their preferred brawlers. Let's take a look at the bracket now, where you can see the results from the quarterfinals on the far left side. Eliminated were Space Station Gaming, Paris Saint-Germain, Space Station Gaming Brazil, and Dr. HK. That leaves the 4 remaining teams.
That's right. We got the 3 Bears, Animal Champeroo, Tribe, and Nova. The winner of 3 Bears and Animal Champeroo will go on to face the winner of Tribe and Nova.
We contest the championship.
We can only have one.
There will be only one.
That's right.
Highlander. So the first match today is going to be Tribe versus Nova. It's going to be a battle for supremacy in the West. Our North American team versus the European team. The tank matchup we're going to see here is Daryl for Tribe and Rosa for Nova. Those are going to be the big heavies out in front. I got to say, I think that the advantage might be for Rosa on this one. That plant life is fantastic at topping her off in terms of health. Slash is going to be the heavy, hitting fast and hard, trying to knock down brawlers before they get a chance to heal up.
Yeah, as we can see, we got Nova here on the top side. Spin's coming down, trying to work his way over to the position on the left-hand side. From the position that Spin is, he can pretty much reach everything in the middle. But a big roll in by Slash is going after Tom right now, but it looks like he's not going to be able to capitalize on that opportunity.
To take down that gym carrier, but not going to get rewarded this time. Can't finish off 8-Bit, but he gets the first kill there. Extra life is going to be activated, but 8-Bit can't get too much value out of it. He might be able to grab these gems over here on the left side of the field. If Sandy can't take him down, he's getting a few shots off. Forced to use his super, rolls in, finishes him off.
Yeah, Crying Man was just juking those shots left and right and just chipped him down to nothing, and they were able to pick up those gems. But look at Slash going up in the corner there.
Whoa!
Completely ambushes 8-Bit and then rolls out of there. But then Tom says, "You are not leaving, get back here."
Denied the hook from Tom, able to grab a few more gems for Team Nova as they pull ahead, and far ahead at that. 7 gems now to 2 as the field resets. Sandy goes down, and it's another opportunity for Nova to grab another gem.
Oh, Jack Chepo right there had his super, and he thought that there was somebody in the grass and completely shot it into nothing. But he does get a connect right there, but only gets 1 gem out of it. With now Nova picking up 9 gems, they're going to have to make a move pretty soon here.
Not going to buy much time. What we need to see here now is Tribe Jack Chepo to be the hero and get a hook onto Tom. Oh, misses that hook, and that is going to be absolute destruction for Tribe. They are completely knocked out. A team kill, and Nova are going to take game number 1.
Yeah, unless there's some big turnaround. If Jack can get his hook, he maybe have a chance here. He does, but he can't get through, and he's got to go all the way back. There's just not going to be enough time unless right here at the very end, and no, Nova does indeed take home game number 1.
Gave themselves every opportunity to get the rebound, but Tribe could not finish off the gem carrier in the back, and Nova take the first game of Gem Grab handily. Your predictions turning out to look pretty hot here, Lex.
Yeah.
Nova was looking very strong there. I'm expecting to see a comp swap from Tribe.
Yeah, well, I don't. You know, one strange pick that I saw that they did, not strange necessarily, but they didn't play Sandy at all yesterday, and they brought out Sandy again here in this first match. But to me, the story of that first game was Gene and how well his supers were utilized. Nova just connected on those supers, and Tribe missed a few.
It's true, and they're so crucial at turning the tide of the battle. When you are ahead, you can play relatively conservatively, slow. You might even give up a gem or 2 if necessary to hold on to that midfield area. When you're behind, you have to make those risky plays. You're throwing that Gene super out there, just kind of hoping that you get the right pull you're making really risky charges in to try to get an advantage. And if it doesn't work,
yeah, the desperation
it results in a loss pretty quickly.
Yeah, there was some desperation there at the end, but I mean, what else are you going to do? They gave it a shot. Let's see how they rebound now. I do think that there are going to be some changes here. I don't know how well Sandy benefit. There was some really good plays by Crying Man, but I think that they probably ought to get something else, maybe a little bit more long range besides Sandy.
Okay, what sort of brawler would you like to see?
A Carl. I think that they might, like a Carl would be an interesting choice, which Carl does have a very good win rate on this map, although not the highest pick rate.
Yeah, you know, we've also seen Crying Man run Piper quite a few times to great success. Just the disadvantage there is there's so many walls for her to have to try to angle around. Upside, though, a lot of bushes, and if she... Nope, not going to see Piper, but we will see Rico. That super bouncy is going to take advantage of those walls to try to get some extra damage dished out onto the Nova.
So they
folks.
swapped up two brawlers. They took out Jean as well as the Sandy and went with Carl and Rico. So they got long range and the Carl. Let's see if that does any better for them. Now, the interesting part here is they don't have a traditional gem carrier on their team.
And they're up against a really tanky comp here. Daryl and Rosa both big frontline brawlers, and they're going to get some healing from Poco as well. It's going to be super hard to take them down, but if the skill shots from Jack Chippo can come through as needed, they've got a solid shot.
Right off the top there, Cerulean comes in and surprises Crying Man and takes him out. I think Crying Man's got a really poor matchup on this because while Carl is really great, he doesn't have a lot of burst damage. While Spin rolls in and tells Jack Chippo to back up.
Sends him packing, but he doesn't get the kill. Jack Chippo's going to continue firing into that right side bush, trying to clear it out. Remember, folks, we can see all 6 brawlers at all times, but if you're hiding in the bushes, your opponents can't see you. That gives a tactical advantage to whoever gets the surprise.
This is going, I mean, unless they get some really great plays, Tribe's got a really, really rough matchup here because Poco in those tanks, just like Tribe played this comp in Siege, it's almost impossible to kill them if you've got everything going. But speaking of killing, holy cow!
This Carl is amazing! Gets the double kill but cannot escape. Nova holding on to their massive gym advantage, and they only need to grab a couple more. We need a hero Rico now. Can he get a kill?
Crying Man does have that super again, but look, they're sitting back there, 2 supers, full health. I don't know how you're going to take them down. They do take down Poco, and that's going to pause the countdown, but it's going to be picked up one more time. Jack Chippo's got the super. Can he make that immense Rico damage work for him right here?
He's only got 10 seconds left. Fires away. Lots of shots connect, but Rosa's super keeps her alive.
No!
She's planted, but
No!
Rico, with only a few hit points, gets the kill. Resets the countdown, but it's going to be Daryl picking up the gems this time, and not a whole lot of time for the blue team to survive.
Yeah, this is a really tough position if you're the team that's behind because once you have the gems in your spawn, oh, he's going to use the spring trap to get back to the middle and out of danger. Nice heads-up play from Spin LC, and that right there is going to lock that game up as well as the set for Nova. They go up 1-0.
Very well done to Nova. They didn't pick up any gem grab wins in their qualifier. They were 0-2 in gem grab yesterday. They were 2-1 in gem grab yesterday. So they've been able to pull off the repeat performance there, and Brawl Ball certainly is their specialty as well. This is giving them a lot of momentum, and fans of Nova Esports out there have got a lot to be excited about.
Yeah, if Tribe doesn't step it up here in the next one, they're going to be in a lot of trouble because Nova did so, I mean, their games yesterday in Brawl Ball happened so fast, and if they have any kind of repeat performance of that, it's going to be a pretty quick day for Tribe.
Yeah, Nova's best set has always been Brawl Ball. They were undefeated in the qualifiers with Brawl Ball. They took the 2-0 in Brawl Ball yesterday. Their only 2-0 set was in Brawl Ball. So they are certainly the favorite up here on the stage. Meanwhile, Tribe did not pick up a win in Brawl Ball during their quarterfinal yesterday. Their weakest set versus their strongest set. Yeah, don't call it a steamroll, but I think Nova's the favorite here.
Yeah, they've got a good chance right now, but I bet you Tribe really took a hard look at their play last night in Brawl Ball and tried to correct some errors. Now, this map in particular, Pinball Dreams, there are right here, as you can see, the most picked brawlers. They've got, Ems, Mortis, and Frank, but that's a little, like 8-Bit is really great. Rosa, Sandy, Carl, Brock are the brawlers that we really see the most at the super high competitive levels.
All right, we're going to see Tick banned once again by Tribe, and Nova Esports go for the Piper ban.
Yeah, Piper's really deadly on this map. If she can sit in the middle and watch those 3 lanes is all she has to watch, and especially them knowing that Crying Man is on the other side with that Piper, it's probably a really good ban right there.
I don't think we've seen a Tara get maximum value yet, and she is one of my favorite brawlers on a map like this for Brawl Ball. If she gets 2 or maybe even 3 enemies in her super, she can completely flip the game.
Oh, yeah.
And she has that little added benefit of being able to knock down some walls if absolutely necessary.
Yeah, Terra's best game mode is absolutely Brawl Ball, but we haven't really we haven't seen her played yet at all in any game mode. So that'd be really fun to see that happen. But we'll see what kind of comps that they come out here with just a second.
So yesterday for Brawl Ball, we saw Nova Esports running Daryl, Gene, and Carl in both of their games. A very consistent setup. And Nova this time is going to bring Daryl, but swaps out for Poco and Rosa. They really like...
Mirror matchup. Mirror matchup right here.
They really liked their setup from Gym Grab, so they're going to bring it back once again. And just like you mentioned, Tribe's doing the same.
Yeah, that's really interesting to see that a comp that works wonders in Gym Grab, which we just saw they dominated, it's going to probably work pretty darn well in Brawl Ball as well.
Well, if you can't beat them, join them.
Absolutely, yeah. As you can see right here, this is going to be a little bit of wit of at the beginning. Poke back and forth, keep the distance, see who can build up some supers and get that advantage. And right now, Nova is pushing all the way up. They've got Tribe on their heels. Spin's got the ball. Can he get it past him? He can. Walks it in really fast. First goal for Nova.
Snappy goal. You saw an advantage for Tom against Jack Chepo with that Poco dealing lots of damage in the center. That gave the Poco for Nova a super, which beefed up Spin LC even further, kept him topped off for the easy goal.
Yeah, they are, but on the other side here is Slash with Super Pop. Can they stop him? No, they cannot.
Goodness, the equalizer from Slash will tie us up, and this is one of the fastest Brawl Ball games we have ever seen, Lex.
Yeah, 2 goals, 1 from each team this fast. Spin, rolling it again to put the pressure on Poco. Rolls back to grab the ball. Almost the same play we saw before. The defense is a little bit stouter, but they're on their heels. Cerulean has the ball. He's got a super ready. He pops it. Is he going to walk it in for the game?
Is unstoppable! Nova Cerulean takes the goal for Nova.
Both of those teams had the same idea and the same strategy. Nova just executed it better.
Initiation right. Give you the supremacy in first strike, and Nova Esports with the first attempt after that equalizer is rewarded. The first goal and the final goal gets them their first win in this Brawl Ball best of 3.
Yeah, this was really interesting because the whole strategy here was to take a Daryl, roll him in towards the Poco, and when the other team collapses, you fall in, get the ball down there to your big tanks, having Poco heal him up, and just walk it in.
Speaking of collapse, Tribe is looking despondent. 0-3 right now on the big stage against an opponent that they have worked so hard to prepare for. Will this be their chance to turn around?
Well, they're not going to have many more chances if they don't turn it around right now because they are back on their heels. Their back's about to be against the wall because if they drop this set, they're going to have to pull off a reverse sweep to get there. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves because they've got one more match here. What are they going to change to make this a better outcome for them?
Well, I think that they've got to mix up their composition once again. We found that in the mirror, they could not stand up against Nova's preferred 3-man setup. So what do we think might be able to work out for them? They've given Gene a couple of shots here. He's not banned in this set. Do you think that that could work out for them here?
I mean, with 2 big tanks, they've got to have a tank stable. I mean, yeah, with Gene would be really rough to be able to make that work out if they come with the same comp. Do they bring like a Shelly to stop a tank? I'm not sure. I think that what they had was actually pretty decent. They just got outplayed, so I'm not exactly sure. They're going to bring in a Sandy. No, that's Nova.
No, the Shelly. It's for Tribe. Yeah, that Tank Buster with Shell Shock works extremely well close range, and with that star power is able to shut down and freeze enemy brawlers.
Yeah, this is maybe a bit of a head game. Looks like Tribe went for a counter comp, and then Nova completely switched it up on him. Brought a Terra and a Sandy instead of what they had before.
Well,
that's going to be really interesting.
Our Gene and Shelly from Tribe, but yeah,
exactly.
You're right. This mix-up makes me very happy. Nova playing on their toes and bringing in Tara for the very first time with Healing Shade. That's going to add even more survivability for this heavy team.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty even matchup. I like the way that this looks, but it's usually as the way it always is. It's going to come down to who plays it better.
Crying Man taking some risky shots over here to the right side. Bush trying to push Rosa back, but not able to do it. They're going to play defense in this first setup here. Gets a few shots onto her, but her range is just so much better than Crying Man's. Able to punch through and regain hit points in the bush. This is going to be very dangerous for Tribe. Nova Cerulean about to score again. There it is, the walk-in goal!
He even kicked it off the wall a little bit there. I don't know if he's doing a trick shot or he was just rubbing it in, but he had plenty of health and had nobody stop him. But a pull from Chepo gets him back. Crying Man and Slash. Looks like Crying Man is right in the lead there with the super in the roll, but he misjudges it a tiny bit.
Yes,
a super.
The clutch pull gives Drive their goal. Jack Chepo, the MVP from that exchange.
Yeah, Shelly just blew open a huge hole, and Chepo was able to kick it right in. So turning around, they knew that their back was against the wall. They had to get something done. Shelly! Chepo with Shelly leading the way. Slash has got a spot.
Lightning strike twice.
It does
Drive
indeed.
Scores! Equalizing this set and giving them the win they so desperately needed. Can they make this tied up?
Yeah, this is the first time we've seen Tribe really turn it around and brawl ball like this, and this is exactly what they needed, and not a moment too soon.
Wow, hats off to them. They clearly are not ready to take a break though, but that comp swap did finally work out for them. They tried running that super heavy tank strat, and even though they mixed it up expecting those big double tanks up in front, what a clutch pull from I believe it was Jack,
Jack
right?
Chepo, yeah,
Jack
he's the one who pulled them in there.
Able to get the pull and then pass up for the goal.
He would remove the defense, and then they would go right in behind him. It was a really, really heads-up play, and it makes you wonder, should Nova have switched up at all and tried to play that? I mean, I enjoyed it, but would they have done better if they would have just kept doing what they were doing? I don't know, since they brought that Shelly in, it would have been a harder matchup for sure.
The 1-2 shot from Jack Chepo, the ace from Tribe, has got a lot to be proud of. I'm really looking forward to Crying Man stepping up. He has done amazing yesterday and today. I think that we can expect great things from him, especially in the set to come. But will he be our champion in this game number 2 to take the set? A reverse sweep would be exactly what the North American team needs to get back on their feet.
Yeah, they definitely need a win right here, or else it's just going to be a ton of pressure on them. But I think that they can do it. They showed a lot of moxie right there in that last game to be able to turn it around after they'd just been hammered 3 games in a row. They turn around, no, we do belong here. We can play this game, and this is how we do it.
The Youngbloods from IX Gaming have joined up with one of the juggernauts of the mobile esports competitive scene. The Tribe players compete at least 3 hours every day in practice, and it has rewarded them with the top spot in North America. What are they bringing for this final game, Lex?
Yeah, it looks like Nova was happy with the Terra play, and so they're going to keep her in, but Tribe is mixing it up once again. They dropped the Shelly and brought in Gene and Carl. This is interesting, man. I would not have expected these picks, but all of these picks are very good, so this is still anyone's game. I think the biggest matchup here is going to be Rosa versus Daryl, but they're on the opposite sides of the map right now.
It's going to be triple healing star powers for the Nova team. That's going to give them a lot of survivability and make them just like a force of destruction sweeping through the map. You may not expect to see them make any super extreme plays, but if they can keep the pressure up, they should get the win.
Yeah, Cerulean right there tried to grab the ball and move in past the other team, and he had no part of it.
Slash going for the triple, and he gets it! This man is a machine!
Wow, the way that Slash used that super and just cut the other team down is amazing. Now Crying Man has the ball. Jack's trying to build up that super, I guarantee, to get a pull, which he has right now. He's looking for one. Is he going to find it? No, they're going to take their time, step back a second and wait, but a pull comes in from Spin to get the ball out of his hands and wipe him out.
And the tackle is good. Nova gained possession in this third and final game. Who's going to get the first goal? This is the longest opening play that we've seen in any Brawl Ball game between these two teams. Crying Man gets super down, and Nova's looking good to goal. Can Jack Chepo save? No! Try back in it! Nova Tom scores!
Yeah, they just completely. What was crazy is that Nova was on their heels on the back. They made some good defensive plays and pushed the other way. But here, Tribe is not letting up. With a big pull from Spin coming in, he does get Jack Chepo, but Chepo reverses it, and they've got the ball all the way up. But just in time, Cerulean takes him out.
Wow, Spin to win. My man Tom has got it good up top. He's holding on strong with Gene, just puffing away with those magic puffs and dealing damage wherever he gets a shot.
Yeah.
Nova just need to play defense for 49 seconds and they'll take the win.
Yeah, this will give them the set and put them up 2-0. So Tribe doesn't have much time to make it happen right here. But we've got 3 supers activated, ready to go for Tribe. Can they get the best of them? With a
nice
pull
on Tom. He's down for the count. Nova are in dire straits. They've got possession, but they can't hold on for long. Tribe circling around, trying to get in. They are not going to be rewarded though. Slash finished off. And once again, Nova are going to hold on to their defensive line.
Yeah, Chepo pulled him in, but he actually got out of it with all three players at 3-on-2. We've got Slash spinning like crazy, but Tom's got a super. He gets pulled by Chepo, but no! He cross kicks it in and scores 2-0. Nova has got Tribe on its heels.
The masterful super shot. Tom gets it in the far side of that post. And it's a 2-1 pickup once again for Nova Esports.
Wow, Tribe. I bet you they didn't see their day starting off like this. I'll tell you that right now. But the play that Nova is doing is just astounding. They're playing so well as a team. They're having just an amazing defense, and then they're able to turn that defensive around into a great push. And not only that, but they were able to escape a few really big supers. Like they would get sucked in or pulled by Gene, and they would be able to get out of there by working as a team and then capitalize on their opportunities when they were there.
Never did a team that was behind turn it around for the match win. But if any team can do it, Tribe might be the one. They are favored in this heist setup. Nova lost their heist match in the qualifier, and yesterday when they played heist, they had a very close 2-1 victory over Dr. HK. So we certainly believe that Tribe, having picked up a 2-0 victory in heist, have got a chance to win it here.
Yeah, Tribe said that heist is their preferred game mode, the one that they are the best at. So this is their chance, of course, to get back in this game as we see the bans 8-Bit and Tick. Of course, Tribe with that Tick, but Nova with the 8-Bit ban. 8-Bit is really good on this map because he can either come from the very far angles and be able to pop down his super and do a ton of damage on the safe, or if the middle wall is broken out right in front of it, that he can just sit back almost mid-court and just be such a force to be reckoned with, so they have no part of that. So really what we're looking here, I guarantee you there's going to be a bull on both sides of the map. Maybe a BB and a Carl.
Meanwhile, we are going to be seeing access to Rico this time. Jack Chepo is really known for playing Rico particularly well, and he's got a decent win rate on this map as well. So possibility there for the long-range brawler to bounce some shots around here.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I love that on this map, on the sides, you can sneak down the sides if you can get by there, and sometimes you can get one of those opportunities where you see a bull sneaking down the sides, lumbering in the grass, and he comes out before they know what's happened. They've lost half their safe.
These heist games were some of the quickest during the quarterfinals yesterday. Oftentimes we saw base races toward the end where just all the brawlers were going face first into the enemy safe, trying to shoot him down. Indeed, we do see Jack Chepo making that Rico pick here. He's going to go for super bouncy, and on the other side, there's a Rico as well. Nova choosing Robo Retreat for their star power.
Yeah, similar to 8-Bit, Rico can get from those angles off on the sides and be able to reach the safe from such a distance that it gets really annoying. Now, of course, that's the difference there is that star power. Spin decides he wants the speed, and Jack is going to try to use those bounce shots to deal more damage to the safe as we jump in here to the very first match. Or not the very first game of this set. Slash is going to try that sneaking around the side. Is he going? No, he's going to go ahead and check the bushes.
Cerulean gets the sneak, though. Nova's going down for their enemy safe, but can we get a successful defense here up on top? Cerulean bashing through that safe, but it's a 3-on-1 on the top side, and if there's going to be a race, Tribe is going to be favored.
Yeah, well, you can see Chepo over on the other side, but all the while, Cerulean is still down there, just hammering the safe. Can they do much?
Goodness.
Chepo still getting some good shots in, but now that the defense is held and they push them back, it's not too far off, but there is a slight advantage over there for Tribe.
Impressive damage. Jack Chepo trying to eliminate that Cerulean at the left side, but can't get the kill. Tribe now forced to play defense and soaking a ton of shots here. Rico gets the kill as Spin LC is pressuring the left lane with Bull.
Oh yeah, Spin is actually an amazing Rico, but he does get taken out right there by the shot of Jack Chepo, but Cerulean has been living in the other side.
Crying man for the home run, bashes through the enemy safe, and now it is down to the double digits. Nova and Tribe both in the teens, as this is a very close match. Who's going to pull ahead, Lex?
Yes, you know what? Tribe is going to get it right here. 4, 3, 2, 1, and they're not.
Not quite
Hold
yet.
up. No, they did get it with the final shots from Jack Chepo. Just finishes it off, and once again, Heist, the mode that they love, they pick up a win. They desperately needed that.
Jack Chepo, the star player, making his favorite pick here. Rico coming in clutch for the last few shots there. Congratulations to Tribe Gaming. The first time that they picked up the first win in a set here in the semifinals. The reverse sweep dream is alive.
Yeah, they definitely needed that win, absolutely, but that's still a long way to go to make this happen. But they got to get locked and loaded here and get ready to go, because the looks on their face before this game, I swear, I looked at them, they looked shell-shocked almost, like they were so surprised that this was happening.
Daryl, a bit of an unconventional pick here on our Heist map. We don't often see him run, but what do you think of the tank matchup there? Do you think that Daryl or Bull was getting more value?
I mean, Bull is traditionally the choice for here, but Daryl did just get double buffs, and he's been everywhere in this tournament so far. I don't know. I mean, I think Bull's strongest part is that he can use that super to go so far and cover so much ground, but Daryl does do more damage up close than Bull does.
If you can get that safe down into the 20s range, Bull can easily delete it from the map, but you got to get it there first. And Bull had a ton of time just wailing away on Tribe safe at the beginning of the game. Got it down to around half hit points, but was finally pushed out. It was still around balance there. It was still pretty equal with Rico trying to defend against that Bull. We're not going to see exactly a similar matchup here, even though Rico worked out really well for Jack Chepo. He's happy to switch to Nita. This looks like a more defensive comp here. What do you say?
Yeah, this is a pretty standard, it's pretty not too far off something you would see. The cool thing here is that he chose Nita, and the star power that you're always going to use in Heist is Hyper Bear, because if you can get Bruce there all jacked up on the save, he just completely wipes the floor with that save and just boxing it down.
Bruce the Bear, very tanky and deals a lot of damage. Meanwhile, you're getting Splash from Nita's main attack, and she recharges it pretty quick herself. Able to dish out a ton of damage to Rico if she can chase him down. So expect to see her be the counter pick against Rico over on the left. She's trying to sneak in, get some support from Crying Man. He's got a nice shield to keep him covered. But hold on, Bull destroys Daryl on the right side. That's going to be a massive lead for Cerulean as they take a few shots at that safe.
Yeah, it was pretty cool because he took him out and charged it, took a couple shots, almost as a drive-by, but they didn't stick around. He's still down there. They still have to deal with him, but Slash rolls in and just obliterates Spin, and now he's got his eyes set on Tom, but Tom says, no, you need to get out of here because this is my safe.
Nicely done there. A few shots in the Nova safe, but not able to take it down. Slash gets the kill. Tom is up for the count. Spin is down. A double kill for Tribe, but they can't finish it off. A big defense from Cerulean is going to be enough to push Tribe back and away.
Yeah, but right when they died, they started having more players funnel in, so they couldn't completely overwhelm, but we do got a big charge in on the safe. Whoa. As you can see, they're getting a little bit damaged, but we got Slash and Crying Man on the other side. However, we got two Nova players trying to hold them off desperately.
Jack Chepo forced to use the super on defense once again. Gonna be able to push that Bull off, but at what cost? Tribe is now behind by 20% on this base race. And Cerulean's gonna get another shot at the safe. Running south. Can Crying Man push it off? Yes, he can. Defense is good. Meanwhile, up top, Tribe is getting good damage in on the Nova safe, tying it up and maybe pulling ahead.
Slash was able to walk around the corner from that Bull and roll in on the safe. We got some kills over there on the left-hand side, but Jack Chepo is still alive. He's about to go down. Spin and Nova are now charging back towards the Tribe safe, but we have the respawns that halt them in their tracks. But look at Cerulean. He's got the super ready. He comes in.
Charges the safe and fires away, bringing it down to 24%. Defense from Jack Chepo is good. Almost gets the kill, but Cerulean's going to escape. He's still in the bushes, and that's going to force Jack to play defense. Not what Tribe wants to be doing right now. They have to push hard and fast, because Spike plus Bull equals death. Rico super hits the safe, and it's down. Nova takes game number 2.
Oh, 312. What? Only 312 hit points left.
Hold on.
They can turn it around right here, but it has to be right here. The damage is rolling in with 6%, 3%.
My goodness!
My God! Can you believe that?
I cannot believe what I am watching, Lex. I called it for Nova too soon. Tribe will take the win with 1% health left on their
312 hit points, A stiff breeze could have knocked over that safe, but they took out the safe, and they were able to. They just had enough defense, went back the other way, and finished it off in one shot, and they desperately needed that win, and that gives them some more confidence moving in to Bounty.
All of a sudden, the cheers for Tribe are echoing through the arena. This North American team has pulled off their first set victory and now are glaring directly at that trophy. But we gotta say, that was their preferred game mode. We expected them to pick up the win there. It's not gonna be quite so easy in this Bounty set to follow, Lex.
Yeah, I mean, if they had that hard of a time with their best game mode, that doesn't bode well for Bounty, but they're all really great players, and maybe this is just the shot of confidence they need to keep this dream alive for the reverse sweep, and it's going to start here in Overgrown Oasis.
We did not see Nova Esports play Bounty yesterday. They swept their quarterfinal match with a 3-0, but during the qualifiers, they got a 1-2 loss in Bounty. Suggests that it might not be their strongest game mode. They've been able to take a win at it, but Tribe has shown proficiency pretty much across the board. Unfortunately for them, though, also a loss yesterday in the Bounty set on a 1-2. So this could certainly be the decider here and now. We're going to check out the bans. Tribe Gaming choosing Tick for, I think that's the 8th time in a row, and Nova Esports making the Gene pick.
Yeah, well, Tick actually being down here is actually a pretty good choice, regardless, even though on some of the other ones it might not have been. He's got a high pick rate and a high win rate on this map. With the Gene pick, also very good. Gene's win rate is even higher on this map. Some brawlers who we're most likely going to see are Piper, Brock. I'm looking forward to seeing if Chepo is going to play some of that Brock that he played so well yesterday. 8-bit, maybe even some Sandy as well.
Yeah, Slash played Gene all 3 games of Bounty yesterday. So this Gene ban from Nova certainly is targeting directly onto him. In fact, they love their brawlers from Bounty yesterday so much, they played the same comp all 3 times, Brock, Gene, and Piper. We're going to expect to see Piper and Brock once again, and indeed we do from both teams. The King and Queen of Bounty are in the action, and it's a total mirror match with that Carl choosing Protective Pirouette to add on.
Yeah, everything from the brawlers to the star powers, this is going to be who plays it better, which is what I love to see. We're truly going to know at the end of this first game here who played these brawlers better and worked as a team better.
It's going to come down to pure skill, no separation in the brawler competition here. A focus on Jack Chepo on the right side. He's going to play a little bit aggressively, doesn't go down, so that'll reward them in the center. But Nova are certainly taking the lead early game here.
Yeah, they went ahead and moved out there and picked up that 1 star, which sometimes that 1 star is what makes all the difference, so it's a pretty crucial one to get. Crying Man, let's keep an eye on him too as well, because he played Piper just tremendously well yesterday, and with a shot that almost connects over there on Cerulean, but just barely behind the rear wheels of that hot rod.
Aggressive shots from Jack Chepo, can't manage to get the kill and finish it off, but Tribe is certainly starting to turn things around. They're regaining some presence here in the middle and taking a few shots into the bushes. Not able to get rewarded yet. Crying Man goes down, and Tribe is falling apart.
A big super from Tom over on the right-hand side gets Chepo, and now it is 5-0. A good, very solid start with only a minute left to go. Tribe has got to feel the pressure, but Slash spinning in there towards Cerulean. He says that he has enough, and he aborts mission on that one.
Wow, that Protective Pirouette can really keep that Carl safe, but not when you've got a Piper also attacking you. This mirror match so far, far in the favor of Tribe. They're keeping hold of the center and not playing too aggressively. Meanwhile, Tribe pushes hard and just a bit too hard. Over on the left side, we got an attack now from Cerulean, not rewarded as Tribe gets their first kill of the game.
Yeah, the very first one there. But you know what's interesting here? With the big super coming down, trying to catch hold of Spin in the center, he does miss that. But Chepo, who plays Brock so well, is really getting handled over by Tom.
Oh, a chance to kill another.
He does.
Carl, Cerulean goes down. We need another kill for Tribe to tie it up.
It's got to be looking at Tom. Tom with those 4 stars. Chepo goes in.
God.
He gets
Tribe
it.
Pulls ahead.
They jump back.
They keep it in.
Oh, no.
Tribe gets another kill and pulls even farther ahead.
What in the world? At the last minute, they made the kills count. They knew they had to get Tom. They got him, and then they put the cherry on top with that Carl kill as well.
A delicious, deadly Sunday. Bounty seemed all but lost for Tribe, but from the jaws of defeat, they are clutching victory in game number 1.
Yeah, that was really good play. They didn't lose their cool because they were down almost that entire game, but they knew that you only need a couple kills there at the end to pull ahead, and that's exactly what they did.
The last time we saw a team score 3 games in a row, though, the other team picked up the momentum right afterwards. Nova Esports needs that reverse sweep to clutch the match. Otherwise, they're going to be forced into Siege, not their preferred game mode, and Tribe picked up a 2-0 dominant performance yesterday against SSG Brazil in Siege. This could be the beginning of the end for Nova if they can't turn on the gas pedal right now.
Yeah, I don't know if they got complacent or if just Tribe turned it on, but boy, the whole momentum of the match completely flipped on a dime, and they are just reeling right now, where it looked like they were going to be able to walk away with this with an easy victory.
Prepping their brawlers. You expect to see a swap up here? I don't. I think that Piper and Brock are way too good. Carl might be the only swap out, but not going to happen. Protected pirouette and the same lineup of star powers for all 3.
Yeah, I mean, Nova played really well that whole game, and it fell apart at the very end. So they've got to think, we can do that. We just got to keep it together a little bit better.
Do that, but better.
Exactly.
Same strategy, just a little bit better tactics in game if they can keep hold of the center, if they can pressure Tribe the same way that they did for the first minute and a half of the last game, keep those supers under control and kind of bait Tribe into attacking them like they were before. That's going to be their game plan here to win.
Oh, a little change up there. Last time Nova got the first star, but this time Slash strolls into the middle, picks it up, and then rolls out with that Hog Rider Carl skin.
Advantage for Tribe, and they're just going to hold on to that right side bush, pressuring Nova back and denying access here. Meanwhile, Crying Man's going to hold on to the center, not really putting too much pressure on Spin LC. They're going to swap back to their 2-on-1 now. Brock takes a shot, but can't finish Spin off.
Yeah, they actually got a shot on Piper there, and they both tried to come in on Spin, but it didn't pay off in the end. But Chepo's been doing a good job of holding his distance on the right-hand side. With the big super, he thought that Tom was going to move all the way in, but he did not. Instead, he moves up a little bit too far himself and gets hit with a shot.
Cerulean back into the center, and that's not where he wants to be. Great pressure from Slash is keeping that Carl off of the left lane. Meanwhile, Crying Man and Spen just doing their best to boost the damage of their Brocks whenever they think they can get a kill shot in here, but still no deadly hits yet.
Yes, both the Pipers have been just, shooting at each other, but not having much luck. So they've really been utilizing some cross shots to help, pressure the other side.
Oh, there it is! Jack Chepo, the man of the hour! The first kill of this game, and he's putting Tribe far ahead.
Yeah, he tried to use that super to catch him as a surprise coming back in. Now, interesting enough, Nova has swapped sides with Gene and Brock.
A dangerous play here. They got to all in over on that right side if they want to take down Jack Chepo. But if they do, that would tie up the game and at least give them a bit of breathing room.
Yeah, they only have 17 seconds to do it, so look for some action coming in right here. Jack Chepo shooting at Cerulean. Can he land a shot? No. Nice dodges, but Spin's coming in.
Jack takes a shot.
And he gets it.
It's a draw. 3-3 so far.
Piper, look at him.
Who will get the kill?
Oh!
Nova turns it around. What a finish. A double kill for Nova Esports, and the bounty set is now tied 1-1.
These bounty games are absolutely crazy. It's just like the calm, and then the last 20 seconds, the storm comes in because they just start flip-flopping these scores like crazy.
A bonkers bonanza in Overgrown Oasis. Each time we've seen the team that was ahead for most of the game fall behind. What do you think is the strategy that could give a leading team the advantage here? Do they need to start tracking back a little bit earlier, Lex?
I think that they would need to start tracking back a little bit later, because when you fall back too early, you get pushed back into this spot where you have nowhere else to go. But man, I think that maybe Crying Man could have backed off a little bit because he had those shots, that first shot that hit him, and then they just swarmed him. It's like a shark in the water. They smelled the blood, and they went after him.
Well, just as we saw at the beginning of this match, 3 wins for Nova was reversed by Tribe. Now 3 wins for Tribe gives Nova the momentum, and this is now the match point for our European team, Nova Esports, with the opportunity to clinch the whole series here if they can pick up the last game. And it's the same lineup 3 times in a row. Tic-tac-toe, Lex.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to see who truly is the best at this. And right now, all the pressure is on Tribe. Yeah, Nova wants to win it. This will get them the game. But the pressure is, if you don't win this, you go home for Tribe.
Who's going to get that first star and claim hold of the map? It seems like a nice advantage, but every team that gained the first star was not able to hold on to the win throughout this match. Instead of the Brock duel, we're actually going to see Brock and Carl's setup over here on the match. Slash goes down. Tribe gaining that first star, but they can't hold on. Can they knock out that enemy Carl? They need him now.
Yeah,
No.
it was interesting. They didn't come out with Brock versus Brock. It wasn't working out for him, and when they switched over last time, it did work out. A big super by Tom clears out some of that brush that they can't hide in any longer. Chepo still looking for it. A big super comes down, but just at the backside of Cerulean is not able to finish him off.
Jack and Crying Man doing their best to triangulate on this Cerulean. We get one Piper hit on the enemy, and that's going to force Spin LC back. Advantage here for Travis. They're pressuring hard, but they have yet to get that crucial kill, and we're already 1 minute in, halfway through.
Yeah, they definitely have him in the spot that they want. Cerulean is trying to push back so that they can regain a normal position, and it works out really well for him. Very nice play, juking, and now he's got his eyes set on the center. He's looking for a kill with all the 3 brawlers bunched up right there. Crying Man gets hit with a shot.
Jack and Crying Man both taking hits here, and it's not looking good for Tribe. They're going to have to recoup, and they're not going to have much time to follow up, but there it is! Right when it seemed like they were down, Tribe gets their first kill of the game and pulls ahead 3-2 in this set.
Yeah, Chepo!
Oh, the turnaround kill now. Chepo finished off, Lex.
Yeah, Chepo went in there, was trying to open up some ground, and he did, but in the process, he just got too far in. Now they need to get a play. Again, these last 17 seconds, what's going to happen? Tribe's got to make a play right here. They're pushing in. Chepo's getting low, but he does hit a shot. A big super coming down from Tom. Does not
10
connect.
seconds from death. Tribe need their kill right now. Nova on defense. They're pulling back. They've got the barriers to protect him. That's it. Nova Esports are going to the finals.
Wow, yeah, what a great showing there by Nova. They had been pushed back on, but in the end, they were able to bulk up and take down Tribe, and that right there guarantees them at least $60,000.
Victory by a margin of 1 single bounty star sends Nova Esports to the grand finals. A phrase I feel like I've been saying at every mobile grand finals that I've casted.
Is an interesting play for here. It comes down to them just trying to have a counter comp against them. If they can just land 1 super, then they can try and keep those gems away from their team.
Yeah, Daryl and BB are both a very tough matchup for Frank because they can stop that super with, well, BB's just hormone swing. But look at this, Hagego is getting into position, but no, Moding jumps in once again. It's crazy because he has that super and it's protecting him when he jumps in. Look at the jumping in, rolling in. The 3 bears are coming to town and they are not going to be leaving with just some porridge.
That support was absolutely insane. Nice Bear going at it again with the Daryl push. He's able to take a Gego out with help from Modding. But Mankotsu pulls Modding over onto his side, but unfortunately Modding only had 1 gem, and that does not give them the advantage that they need right here. They need to regain that control in the center. Hagego does have his super charged up. He's in the bush, or at least he was, and now he's trying to just show them, hey, you can't come over here. He throws down the super, takes out Modding, but Nice Bear's able to help throw that support in there.
Wow.
They're able to get rid of
No,
Modding.
look at this. Milk Rail rolls in. Oh, he almost had a shot there, but this is crazy to watch by the 3 bears. It is just pure, unbridled aggression.
Modding jumping in there once again with the support of his team. He throws down the super, deals a little bit of damage to Hagego. Hagego throws down the super, healing Nice Bear, or hitting Nice Bear over and over again, but Angel healing Nice Bear, keeping him alive so that he can take that Frank down. That is what they needed, and now the countdown is here. Animal Pokotsu
This is
has
crazy
to do something
because
right here.
Frank has been able to hit supers a few times, but he can't finish him off because Poco is just keeping everybody alive.
And there we go, 3 bears taking the first victory of this set in Gem Grab. That means that they are going to be moving on to Brawl Ball next, where the competition's only going to get hotter.
Kairos, have we made a tactical error in picking Animal Champaru?
I've still got hope for them. I'm hoping out for them, holding out. I think they still have a chance here.
This is play like I haven't really seen. Like I said, this is just so much aggression from one team. Normally in really high competitive play, it's a bit more subdued and tactical. This is just charging at you, knowing that Poco is there that's going to keep you alive, and it is amazing to watch.
You know, if I were Animal Chumpadu right now, and I was thinking about what Three Bears is doing, I would ban Poco. Because Poco is the one brawler that really holds this single strategy all together.
True.
And we'll find out, but it looks like we're going to be playing on Pinball Dreams. Once again, this is the same Brawl Ball map that we actually played earlier for the semifinals between Tribe and Nova.
Yeah, we saw a lot of different comps utilized there with Tribe and Nova, but almost all of them had a Rosa in the mix as well.
Yeah, now this map, I would not be surprised. We've got Ems, Mortis, Frank as some of the most picked brawlers. We haven't seen any Ems. Mortis typically is not the best competitively because the enemy players... Okay, so here we go. We got a Piper ban from Three Bears and an El Primo ban from Animal Chumpadu. And El Primo is a very solid option for this brawler. He did get a couple of small nerfs to his star power recently, and that made him a little bit less viable, but he's still very solid on this map. So it's no surprise that Animal Chumpadu decided to...
I mean, how much money do I have to bet right now that we see Poco, BB, and Daryl? I mean, that seems like that might be just what we're going to see. I mean, we did see even Nova run that comp as well.
Yes, definitely. I think that Poco, Poco, Daryl, BB, that would be super solid. I mean...
That's what they were just running in Gym Grab. They take it straight over to Brawl Ball, and they could have similar success that they had before.
And I think Animal Chumpadu is expecting that, and I'm interested to see what kind of counter comps they decide to go. They might go Spike, they might go Shelly.
Well, what's interesting is that Nova, or not Nova, but Tribe was in that exact same position when Nova hammered him the first game, and in turn, they turned around and brought a Shelly. But there's the M's right there. She is a really good brawler for that map because she covers so much in the middle, and she does a ton of damage.
She does. It looks like Three Bears, they are sticking with this same comp. They are doing tanks with Poco all the way. It worked for them yesterday. It looks like it might be working for them today. We're going to see if Brawl Ball is going to be any different than Gem Grab.
Now, they do have Bull. Bull might be a good counter to be able to break through that healing because he can deal so much damage in such a short amount of time that Poco couldn't heal them back up without a use of a super.
And Ems is a really good counter to some of these tankier brawlers too, because if they try to run away or anything like that, you know, they try to get that, close the gap.
Right there, Hagego is coming in on Modi, and he takes out Knife Spare. Is he going to be able to get this in?
He does have this star power to help keep him alive. He passes it over to his teammates.
Oh, they've got it. They've got
that first goal right there from Milkrayo, Ponkotsu, our team Animal Chumpadu. I keep on saying their names.
They finally have sniffed some success, and what a sweet smell it must be. Let's see if they can keep this rolling with the roll.
It's the smell of hairspray.
Oh, that's what that is.
Ems is the reason this is all working out here. Milkrayo, he's really caught in a tough spot. He's going to get taken out. Decides to throw the ball. He knows what he has to, and does a little bit of damage before falling.
Angel's sitting here hiding in the grass, waiting to pounce on Hagego, and he does. Pops the super, has the ball.
But Daryl disrupts it. Ponkotsu throws it to the side, keeps him from getting in there. Milkrayo dealing damage to Angel, but Angel is right in position. Are they going to be able to put it in there? Hagego takes the ball, he kicks it out, and they're able to stop that three-bear push.
The plays there, the supers from Milkrayo to be able to get the ball out of the other team's hand multiple times was the story of that defense, and they did such a brilliant job.
They've got such a good option there with Milkrayo. He's able to stop that with Daryl. And it looks like Nice Bear's able to take Hagego out. Angel is applying the pressure. Ponkotsu. And is he going to make it in there? He kicks it in before Daryl kicks it. Brushes him back, and they're able to get a goal. 1-1. This next goal is going to determine who wins this game.
Yeah, this is a really tough matchup right here. They've got Modi in the super of Ems, who's burning him down, but Poco, once again, keeping him alive through massive amounts of damage. Milkrayo rolls in there, is trying to take out Nice Bear, then he decides to take out Milkrayo.
That is crazy. Milkrayo taking out brawlers, but the ball is clear up over there. Nice Bear has the ball. Are they able to stop it? They are not able to stop it. Rather than Bull charging through him and stopping that ball, he pushed it just a little too patient there.
Wow.
And Nice Bear and his team.
The strategy continues to work. They have to find something that is going to stop it, and I still think that the answer to that is probably going to be Spike or Shelly. Shelly would definitely be able to stop those tanks in their tracks, but they've got to do something. This was better than it was last time when they ran up against this comp, but it's still not enough.
You know, it's really unfortunate. Animal Chumpadu, at those last few seconds, they had an opportunity. Bull had his super. He could have charged at Nice Bear. He could have pushed that ball out of his hands, and use that as an opportunity to get away. However, it was a 2v1 situation? It was a 2v1 situation. They could have stopped that. But this competition is very hot right now, and I'm sure he was trying to save that super for the right moment. Unfortunately, he missed that right moment.
Yeah, it was really close, but wow, that could have went in either way there at the end, but some really great play by Milcreo there with his Daryl supers to be able to get the ball out of the enemy's hand at a few really clutch times and mounted just a stellar defense. But in the end, it still wasn't enough. They've got enough goals in there, and they take home the first game of the second set. Let's see if Animal Champiru can come up with some sort of strategy, some sort of answer to what is rolling over them right now.
I'm curious to see if Three Bears are going to change up their strategy at all, if they're going to stay with it or they're going to adapt to it. Because they did adapt one match yesterday during the quarterfinals, and that threw the enemy team for a loop, and that actually allowed them to win. We know, or at least Animal Ponkotsu, I'm sure that they're thinking that they're going to keep up with that, so I think you're right, a Spike or a Shelly. I do think Ems was a really solid option. They just got outplayed, unfortunately. They are staying with the same thing.
No, they got a Shelly in there.
They swapped out Bull for Shelly, which I think is a very strong...
I like this.
I like this a lot more.
I like their chances of winning this game a lot more, because even though Bull does such a tremendous amount of damage, he doesn't have that super like Shelly does that will stop you in your tracks.
Now, Animal Champiru, their goal is going to be to have Ems facing off against Poco, Shelly facing off against Rosa, and Daryl versus Daryl. But Three Bears are going to want to try to swap that up a little bit. If they can get Poco versus Shelly, then that's going to be ideal for them. Maybe even possibly Daryl against Ems.
Oh, look at Ems getting some really early damage right there as Maudine and Nice Bear both funnel into the center. But Angel puts some pressure on, trying to push back Ems there, but is not able to, and he does go down.
Okay, so they are actually pushing a really tough spot. Ems throwing down a ton of damage on Nice Bear. Definitely working out. Modine's able to do something right here, but Milcreo, he's got the ball. He's got his super. Is he going to be able to make it? He does throw it in there. Is Nice Bear? No, he kicks it over, and Modine actually picks the ball. They are able to successfully defend that. Nice Bear goes in, tries to deal some damage to Ponkotsu, and Hagego with the super, ready to take him out. But Modine, those heals from that Takapo star power just keeps Nice Bear alive for such a long time. However, Hagego was able to finish him off.
Yeah, this is all possible because of that Takapo star power. Angel come in there, pops the super, is trying to take Milcreo out, and does. Is able to get a hold of the situation. However, their main, the main counterpart in this strategy is down, so they're going to have to hold back a tiny bit. Now, I take that back. They say heck with it. We're just going to go up there and try to get it done anyways. But Shelly has something else to say. The pass up to Hagego. He's walking it up in there. Is he going to be able to get it past him, or is he going to get a respawn?
He is able to kick it in, and that is a goal for Animal Ponkotsu right there. And Nice Bear. The Three Bears are in a tricky spot right here. They have 1 minute to make a goal. They have to do it, and Hagego is just there with his super, ready to defend against it. Ponkotsu with the super as Ems is able to stop it. Is this going to be it right here?
No, Shelly's got that super.
He's super kicks it in.
Here it's going to be.
Is this going to be enough?
Gonna be game number 2.
He throws it up against the wall, tricks him out, and is able to use that as an opportunity to kick it in, and this next goal is going to matter.
I thought that was the game. I got so excited. But here we go. Now it's, with the walls being down a little bit here, I think that Ems is going to be getting even stronger.
I absolutely think that you're right. Look at that. He's dealing so much damage to Nice Bear. Nice Bear is being healed up by Modine. But he's in a really tricky spot right here. Ponkotsu just ready to defend against him, and he ends up getting taken out. It's a 3v2 situation here. Hagego's just trying to charge up his super as Shelly, and Milcreo is just waiting for that opportunity to take Angel out.
3 supers that were ready there by Animal Champiru. There's only 8 seconds left until the walls drop down, and supers are going to be so incredibly valuable. Is he going to be able to take him out right here? Oh no, he's got the super. He's got the opening. Is he going to score? Is he going to win it all? He walks it in.
That super with the defense, and Modine as the star player, keeping his teammates healed the entire time. Just so impossible for Ems. Ems is such a good brawler on the offense, but not on that defense. When you got a Daryl coming your way, there is almost nothing you can do. And Three Bears win 2 sets, both in Gem Grab and Brawl Ball, 4 games in a row.
Wow, we are looking not so smart right now, Kairos. I mean, we normally don't look smart, but extra is so much right now because our pick is absolutely getting dominated left, right up and down.
I don't know about you. I look smart. I just don't feel smart. Right now.
Well,
we got the barley bow tie.
That's
and
true.
the
We
vest
do
right
look
here.
wonderful, but yeah, our picks isn't looking so good right now. There's still time. The reverse sweep can happen. However, in this tournament so far, every single team who has won the gym grab has went on to win it all, and especially there's no team who has had a reverse sweep happen. So
that is absolutely right. And here we've got Heist coming up in Sandy Gems, and Heist is one of Three Bears' best game modes. So Animal Champuru, they are in a rough spot right here. It's going to be interesting to see what they're going to be playing. I think it's almost guaranteed we're going to see some Bull, and we're going to see some Daryl, and honestly, probably Poco. We're not going to see some Daryl, actually. Three Bears have banned Daryl.
Well, they've done this before. They banned one of the brawlers that they wanted to play, and they just picked another one that worked out too well. BB, Bull, and Poco. I can see it happening.
I can see it happening as well.
And I can see it working once again. Now, on the other side, Animal Champion, they banned Ems. I mean, here's the thing for the people watching at home, if you don't realize, it's not that they just now chose Ems as a ban. They chose this yesterday.
They did know who their competition was going to be.
They didn't know who the competition, but they didn't know that, at least not for sure, that they were going to continue this strategy.
I'm sure they were thinking that they were going to be a little bit more ahead than they are right now. They have got to win these next 2 matches, or at least best 2 of 3 here in Heist if they want to continue. And this is one of Three Bears' best game modes. Look at them. They feel so confident. You can just see that. They're just...
I bet you desperately right now Animal Champion wishes they could ban Poco, because that would make the whole strategy fall apart. It's whoa, wait a second.
Ooh, 8-bit.
Wait a second.
We should have thought about 8-bit.
That's right, 8-bit.
8-bit's
from those
so good on this
corners,
map.
he can reach all the way to the safe, dealing massive damage. And then if that wall is down in the center, he can just be a force everywhere. He is so good. And both teams decide that they want to take him. Extra long range, though, from Animal Champion with Rico and 8-bit. If they can keep the other teams at bay, they're going to be able to do a lot of damage here.
I do kind of like the Rico over the BB, but it's going to come down to his skill and able to hit those shots. And Moding right there, pushback. They got 2 long-range brawlers defending. Ponkotsu's can actually avoid them and go for the save. And it looks like...
Yeah.
No, we're not doing a base race right here.
Moding had to drop back to defend Pankatsu. So as we look at both here, we've got Angel must have had that second life coming up in there.
Look
Big
at that
nice bear
with that extra damage.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Ponkotsu and Milkrio doing a ton of damage to the Three Bears safe. But it is so close right here. 40 and 36%. Angel's able to take somebody out. And they're dealing tons of damage to the safe. Milkrio finishing it.
This is gonna be it.
Right
Boom.
there. And that is the first victory for Animal Champuru. They've regained some of that confidence, and look at them. They're like, hey, look, we've got this.
Smiles on the faces.
We can do this. We just needed to get used to this cheering crowd of Koreans going against us.
Man, that is like a huge sigh of relief for them. That yes, we can win against this team, but that is just one. They've got a long way to go to be able to get this back into where they want it to be. That strategy worked out really well for me. It was actually a lot closer than it looked there, because both teams were doing a ton of damage to the safe, but with that extra damage that they had in the extra range, and the Bull played extremely well there.
He did play extremely well. The 8-bit, though, so much damage from both sides. You know, my sources actually tell me from brawlstats.com that 8-bit has the highest win rate, above 700 trophies for this specific map. It's no wonder that both teams actually decide to play him. He's a little bit boring to play because he's slow, but that does not mean he's bad.
Yeah, that's his only real weakness, because he has tons of damage, tons of range, and his utility with his supers and star powers is really wonderful.
Now this next situation, look at the Three Bears there. They're thinking, okay, we just had our first loss. We've got to come back from this.
They didn't look too shaken to me.
No, they did not.
No,
that's true.
They're like, yeah, okay, well that wasn't so fun.
Well, they had that comfort behind them of,
oh yeah,
hey,
sure.
we've already won twice, and it looks like we're going to see the same matchup between both teams.
I can see why Animal Champion would want to jump in there and do it again, but
now, one thing I'm interested about is the fact that both teams are playing 8-bit with extra life. I don't know about you, but typically I only play extra life in those solo modes. But here where they're in this heist, getting that area control, getting closer up to the safe. If you die once, you're not down. You can use that shield, regain composure, and go back for more.
Well, it did work out really well last time, because Angel went down really early. He got close enough and he went down it's not going to work out for him this time. And he was able to do a ton of damage. But as you can see, Modine coming around the corner. Rico is left to defend a BB and a Bull by himself. Oh no, all three are on the safe now. Watch this safe melt.
Look at this, 19.
That's it.
That is it.
24 seconds.
That was such a fast match. It came down to a base race, but one team decided to defend and the other did not.
Yeah.
And that means that Three Bears actually end up getting that victory right here. Animal Champadu, this is your chance. If you want to continue, you have to win this next match.
Yeah, there's a lot riding on the line. Not only is, just pride, but also $60,000. If you win this game, you guarantee at least $60,000 in your pocket.
The difference between $25,000 and $60,000 is a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a lot of gems and
then
skins
plus
that you can buy.
that beautiful Brawl Stars trophy right down there. You know they want to raise that up and bring that home to their country at the end of this. And to do that, Animal Champion has to buckle down and not let up another loss.
You got to give a really good props to Three Bears. They stuck to their strategy. They knew it didn't work that first time, but they decided to stick with it. And despite Animal Champadu picking the same comp, it ended up that Three Bears was able to take that victory.
Yeah, sometimes you practice something so much and you know that it works, and you can look back and say, okay, yeah, we didn't win, but I know that we can do this because this has been working for us. Let's try that again, but let's just take out some of those mistakes that we made last time, and they're going to do it one more time. They say, you know what? I know this is going to work. Animal Champ Peru is pretty confident in their strategy as well, though.
They're going with it. In that extra life, we saw how well that worked with 8-Bit on Heist this last match, where these Heist matches for this entire competition have been very, very short for the most part.
Yeah, we've seen more base races than I pretty much have ever seen in competitive play before. We got two bulls sneaking in the grass. They meet each other, and they both go down.
They both go down, and Milkrio is able to take Angel out, but use his extra life. And what's going to happen right here? Milkrio is dealing a little bit more damage to Angel, and now his extra life is wasted. Unfortunately, Pokotsu goes for the save. He's dealing a little bit of damage, and we do have damage being taken on both sides. But Hageko's able to defend against Moding. And is Moding still going to be able to take this?
He is going to stick up there and cause some trouble, but down on the other side, we've got Bull chasing the other Bull around the Rosie, and then 8-Bit comes in, doing some damage right when Angel respawns, but he's still there. He still's got his eyes on the safe, and now Rico comes in dealing damage as well.
That Rico super dealing damage to the safe, dealing damage to Nice Bear, and allowing him to charge back up. Hageko's doing an excellent job at playing Rico, keeping that defense stronger there. Pokotsu's over on the lower right-hand side, ready to get in there, deal some more damage. And between Pokotsu and Milkrio, the Three Bears, they are in a tricky situation. Pokotsu's dealing more damage.
Yeah,
he's got that shield.
Half of the Three Bears here, they are just stuck on defense. They can't leave, but 8-Bit takes him out. He's well in on it. This could be their shot to get it back in, and it is.
And that means that I keep on saying Animal Pokotsu, Animal Champadu is going to continue with this next set in Bounty.
Yeah, they kept the dream alive. The reverse sweep is still in play, but that means they're going to have to walk into Bounty and do some damage in there.
Now, it's going to be interesting because yesterday we saw Three Bears playing in Bounty, and what did they do? They did Poco double tank like they tend to do. And so, Animal Champadu, I don't know what they're going to play because typically you don't want to play a tank counter in Bounty. So you either have to adapt to your strategy to play another tank and kind of go with the same thing, or
I mean,
you have
I guess
to play it better.
You're going to have to make a guess. You're going to have to make a guess. Do you play a tank counter banking that they're going to do the same strategy? And maybe if you're wrong, you put yourself in a little bit of a disadvantage. Or do you just go with what you think that you can play the best and see how the first game works out?
Now, I will say that Overgrown Oasis is a very different Bounty map than Layer Cake, which was the map we saw yesterday. So Layer Cake typically is a little bit more friendly to the Poco double tank comp. But here it is a lot more wide open. There's a lot more range. The question is that I have, we haven't seen very many assassins like Daryl or Leon happening in Bounty for this competition. Are Three Bears going to try and go something like that? I don't know. Let's see. So Animal Champadu actually bans Poco. No surprise. They adapted to that.
They probably saw them playing that Poco in that Bounty the other day, like, we want no part of that. I bet you they wish they would ban Poco a lot more already. But he is banned for this, so that strategy is now out of play. Tick is gone off the map. Maybe we're going to see a more traditional bounty-style game right here.
2 long-range brawlers and maybe an assassin?
Could be.
Or 3 long-range brawlers.
I would think probably 3 long-range brawlers is the more safe option, but there is a lot more risk-reward with an assassin like a Daryl or, dare I say, Mortis.
You know, Mortis.
Still hasn't been played.
He actually has a high pick rate for this map, above 700 trophies, and a very high win rate as well. So that's, I wouldn't put it past him. But I also wouldn't be surprised if they didn't go with Mortis.
Yeah,
probably Daryl. Daryl would be the safe bet for the
Daryl's a
assassin
safe
right
bet,
now.
that's for sure. He's not as dynamic as Mortis, but he's a lot safer. And I could probably, am I gonna give my guess here of Piper, Brock, and Carl, or even a Gene maybe.
Yeah. Oh, Piper, Brock, and Gene would be a really safe bet.
Yeah.
I would say that those are really excellent brawlers for this map. That long range is just so important with that Tick ban. Normally, I would say that Tick is going to be played on here as well. But Gene, you just need those pulls. And look at that. You called it. Piper, Brock, and Gene, and Piper, Brock. Oh, no. Piper, Carl, and Gene.
Okay,
from
so
Three Bears.
we got a little more utility from the 3 Bears, but a little bit less damage.
Absolutely, and a little bit less range as well from
Yeah.
Carl. He's, but Carl actually did a really good job that last with that last set between Nova and Tribe, where
his super with the star power
pirouette,
exactly,
yes.
it comes in so handy, and he can really, just grind through a lot of damage and deal it.
especially against like a Piper who isn't able to do a ton of damage up close, and he just absorbs so much of that. Now Angel over there, as Carl's facing off against Milcreo, it's gonna be pretty hard for him to get in there. Milcreo's hitting a couple of shots on there, and that means his super's gonna be charged up, but he overextends himself, and Moding's able to hit him, but Hagego's able to actually go back out there and take advantage of him trying to take those shots.
Hagego also gets another kill.
That.
They get another kill, and he destroys the wall. That is a perfect situation for Animal Champaru because Hagego's favorite brawler is Piper. He's showing it off right here. 5-7 to nothing.
Look at that. Moding keeps on trying to go for the kills against Milcreo, but Hagego is ready to take advantage of it and take him out with that ambush star power. It's so good. And between the two of these brawlers, look at that pinching right there. But Nice Bear's able to pull Hagego out. They get 4 stars, but there's still 3 stars behind. But
Hagego was so zoned in on Angel that he didn't notice Nice Bear sneaking up in the grass and getting ready to pull him. And now Nice Bear has that super ready to go again, but Milcreo and Hagego are like, no, we're not letting that one happen again. We know where you are, even if we can't see you.
Now Ponkotsu has his super charge up. He's flashing it, just ready to use it. Milcreo ends up getting rid of some of those bushes
He gets him.
Hagego tries to get rid of. Look at that super from Moding, but he ends up getting taken out. Hits that Gene up there, but is not able to finish him. And I like where Animal
Champaru. You know what? Hagego is absolutely on fire this game, hitting so many shots with another one right there on Gene that's going to send him packing.
Now, Animal Champaru, they are pushed back right here. Hagego ends up taking a little bit of damage. He's able to stay alive, but just barely, and he is healing up just to keep this a little bit safely.
He scuttles backwards, and Milcreo funnels in to protect himself. So now, the very end, they pull in the Angel, they take him out. It's 7-12, but Hagego's got a lot of stars above his head. They're gonna need multiple kills to get this done.
And they're not able to do that. That is just too much of an advantage for Animal Champaru in order for Three Bears to catch up at the end there.
The reverse sweep is still alive. Now that they're playing a more standard style of game, the Animal Champaru and Hagego right there showing off those skills as Piper and all around as a team.
You know, that was actually really skilled gameplay. Like I said, I felt like Carl was going to be a little bit outranged, and what ended up happening was it was Brock versus Carl, and Carl just could not charge up his super in order to act as the assassin that he wanted to.
Yeah,
and that is why, that's why Animal Champaru ended up taking that victory.
Yeah, they have played really well. Hagego finally turned it on with his favorite brawler, Piper, and was able to hit tons of shots and able to take them down.
Yes, and looks like, so this next matchup is going to be really important. I wonder if Three Bears is going to adjust their strategy. They might actually go a little bit to that Poco double healing comp.
Yeah, no, what are they going to do differently here to stop anything that they've got going on here? They weren't able to stop them with their Piper, the Brock. Do you think that they're going to switch up the Carl to give themselves some more range? Maybe go with the Brock themselves.
Or a Daryl. They've got a lot of really skilled Daryl players, and Daryl could work very well. You know, where they had a Gene, a Brock, and a Piper, there's very little that a Gene and a Piper can do against a Daryl. And it looks like they're going to stay with it.
Man, that's some confidence in their strategy, but it makes me wonder a little bit because they were controlled for most of that game. A Daryl would have been pretty interesting where he could have just stayed in the grass, built up that super, rolled in and assassinated somebody, but we're not going to see it. We're going to see another match just like we just saw, and let's see if Three Bears can play better than they did before.
However, Animal Champidu actually went with snappy sniping for Piper's star power instead of ambush, and that is that could make a lot of difference because right here, what you're seeing is Milkrio as Brock is taking the time to build up his super and getting rid of those bushes so that Modin can't get that extra damage.
Nice play by Angel there. He pushed up far enough and then came in from the side of the grass all the way over the long journey to pick up that first star, and sometimes that first star is the difference maker.
That absolutely is right, because now Animal Champidu has to get up close. They have to get kind of personal. And it looks like, nope, I thought there was going to be a little bit more of a skirmish there. It didn't end up happening.
They are playing a little bit more conservatively this time. They're not overextending like we saw them do a few other times before. They're just taking their time. They're going to wait for their moments and see if they can capitalize on the opportunities that are presented in front of them.
Angel has a Carl down there. He's doing a really good job at using that fence right there just to prevent Milkrio from actually hitting some shots. Milkrio is still able to, but he hasn't charged up a single super for this entire match. In fact, neither team has an entire super this entire match. Very conservative. Both teams are being incredibly careful here. Pongotsu is able to do a little bit of damage over to Nice Bear, and Modin tries to deal some damage. Does not end up happening. Modin goes for some shots, but he misses. Well, I don't know if he misses, but
Pongotsu
dodge.
went way down in there and was trying to make a play, but now Nice Bear has that super. He's waiting. He's going to try to get his sights on that Gene. I guarantee he's like, where did he go? Can I get him? Oh,
that
he missed him.
Super. That was going to be very important right there. Nice
and on the flip side, he pulls
he's
it back.
able to pull it and get the advantage, and Milkrio's dealing some damage to both Angel and Modin, making it very difficult for them.
Hitting a moving target as he's getting pulled in, takes him down, and that gives them the lead 2-1. But now with 14 seconds left, they're going to make a play. Modin has a super. Angel is getting pummeled on. He's going to have to fall back.
Milkrio's trying to deal some damage to him, but he's doing an excellent job of dodging. Pongotsu's in a really tough spot right here.
Pongotsu's got that super. Is he going to be able to find it?
No! Look at that. A single kill for that entire bounty match. And that means that Animal Champidu is still in it to win it. We are going to be playing in Siege for this next matchup between them. Whoever wins 2 of the 3 of these next
Will
Siege
we see
matches is going
a
to move
reverse sweep? Now, one of the interesting things about Siege, and we saw this with Tribe yesterday, where they employed that healer double tank strategy and absolutely pummeled SSG by using it. So I guarantee you, the Three Bears might go back to their binky, might go back to their comfort, and go right into that Poco double tank once again.
I would not be surprised if we saw that. However, I will say that the Three Bears are known as Siege pros. They are excellent Siege players. However, we also said that about Heist. And Animal Champidu ended up taking the victory there. So we'll actually see. So the map that we're playing is Factory Rush.
It's pretty open.
Some of the most played brawlers, yeah, it's very open. It would be a little tricky for some of those tankier options to actually get in there, but that's not that they couldn't do it.
If they did play a tank Poco, comp, once they gained position, they could hold it really well.
Yes, absolutely. Now this map is very different than the Siege map that we saw yesterday in the quarterfinals. A lot more open, a lot less bush in the center, a lot less walls. And that means that, we might see some of these longer range brawlers. I think that we could see some Gene. We actually saw some incredible Gene play before that. It looks like they're banning, Animal Champidu.
Oh, this is interesting.
They're banning Poco. No surprise there. And Three Bears is banning Piper.
Okay, so this is really interesting because both teams take out the best part of the other team. They know, Three Bears know that Hagego is great with Piper. They say, no, sir, you cannot. Animal Champidu said, what? You like to play Poco double healer, do you? Well, guess what? You can't do it.
It's not going to happen. And
this is really what we wanted to see in the end because there's no strange strategies being at play. It's just 2 teams duking it out, and may the best team win.
Three Bears, they have a really good game face on there, and Animal Champidu, they're smiling. They were making jokes earlier. They were laughing. They're feeling a lot more comfortable. It took them a little bit to get used to the stage presence, but now that they are here, they're ready. And it looks like, wow, look at that break play by Three Bears using Sponge and a bow.
Wow.
This is super interesting. I was not expecting that at all from Three
Okay,
Bears.
so I can see Carl, I can see Jean, and Penny, even though she's not got the best win rate, it's above average, and she can sneak down the sides, maybe get a surprise turret. But yeah, Frank and Bo.
That is super interesting, and without a healer as well. So, Frank, I mean, but we'll see. You know, all you really need to win Siege is one good Frank super on the enemy Ike turret, or the enemy team. It doesn't even matter. You just have to have that one good super, and Frank can be the difference between a victory and a loss. And really, the enemy team does not have a whole lot of consistent DPS to get rid of it. Angel is kind of struggling, though.
Penny, as much control as she has, she doesn't do a ton of burst damage, so she's not going to get in there. And the same thing with Jean. All control. In fact, their entire team is control and not just a ton of DPS. Oh, he picks up a bolt, but then he drops it with a nice shot by Nice Bear.
Yeah, look at that right here. It looks like a tie for that first boss, which means that this next boss is going to be especially important. Moding taking Tonkotsu out with Nice Bear.
Wow.
And that means that they have control of the center. And now that Angel has that position, Jean pulls Angel over onto the side and takes him out and is able to get
But look
that
at
ult
this.
from him as
Look
well.
at the difference in the disparity in the bolt totals. 7-3. This next bot is going to be going into the way of the Three Bears. Let's see how much that they can capitalize on this first push.
Oh, and Milkro ends up running into the bow mines, and that stuns him, meaning that he gets taken out. And it looks like a Gego pulls Angel over there, and it is an 11-6. They have to defend this. Animal Champuru has to defend a level 11 siege. And Angel over there, did you see that Penny turret was dealing some damage over there? Angel has to waste
Nice
some time
job
to get
by
rid of it.
Penny, taking out the bow right when this push is coming. That was a very opportune moment to get a kill. But Frank lumbering in with that super. He's going to line it up. He's going to drop it down. And he nails that Ike. The safe is gone. The Ike is going down to 72. And then they back up, and they're going to try to resume some control again.
Look at that. Milkro grabs that kill against Moding, and that means that they're going to have a really good advantage going in. They have 7 bolts, a 7-2 lead with 15 seconds left to go, and control of the center.
If they can hold this, they've got a shot. They've got a good shot to win this, but they're going to have to do... Okay, Modian over on the left-hand side. We get 2 Carls. Hagego's walking over. They're going to pick up the bolt.
And Tonkotsu actually has a turret that is attacking their Ike turret right now, and they have to defend against a level 12 siege bot. I do not think that this is going to happen. I think the Animal Champuru is going to end up taking this victory. Only 3 HP.
Oh.
Look at Tonkotsu. Angel getting pulled into the Ike turret.
It's great bow mines, though. It's stunning this bot over and over again. Is he going to even make it
They just
all
have
the
to
way?
do a little bit of damage. That 1% is all they need. And there it looks like Animal Champuru takes that first victory here in Siege against the Three Bears in one of their best modes.
Now, Penny was the star right there because on a couple moments, she was able to sneak down and drop a turret down there and be able to deal damage and really give them the edge there because the bot never made it to the safe.
No, it did not. It was really close, but it did not end up happening. And Penny just dropped those turrets, and unfortunately, the Three Bears had to spend so much time going down and taking out that turret that it was really hard for them. Penny did wait for the right time to actually go down there too, which
it is a very good
important.
move by Penny, but you do have to find the right time because if you're caught trying to sneak down there and drop it, if you get caught with your hand in the cookie jar, your turret is just wasted right there.
And it wastes a ton of time where you could actually spend picking up those
Exactly.
gems. So I would advise most players against that, but these are not most players.
Sure.
These are pro players that know what they're doing, and they wait for those perfect times in order to drop those turrets.
So what's going to be any different? Are they sticking with the same comps? You know, I mean,
They got to
Three Bears did actually play pretty well, and they were very controlling, with the exception of not, having their head on a swivel for that Penny and letting her get past them. But they did play pretty well. Frank might have been a liability for them there.
Yeah, I think that the issue that they had, that Frank was just such an easy target the majority of the time. He was able to charge up his super, and he was able to stop the Ike turret from actually, for a little bit. It stunned it for just a little bit, but it was not nearly the effect that they needed. And they weren't able to create those opportunities for Frank to actually do it. And they're swapping to 8-bit. Not surprised right there. A very open map, increasing damage. I actually really like that 8-bit play right there. Using extra life, he can die on the enemy safe, and he can actually unload on that Ike turret as soon as he has an ammo available.
Yeah, no, I actually really like this pick as well. This could prove to be just the difference that they need. They're going to have a ton of range. They do lose a little bit of health and control with the slow movement speed, but I think that it's going to be more than made up for because Penny versus 8-Bit is not a good matchup for Penny.
It is not. Just a couple of shots is all 8-Bit really needs to do to get rid of Penny pretty easily.
But I mean, if you think about it, and I think about it, this is it. The Three Bears have to win right here because if Champeroo wins, that's it. They're moving it on to the finals. So
what was that super from Nice Bear? I think that he accidentally missed that, and that means that Animal Champeroo has a level 2 bot and they have a 1 bolt.
That's almost a perfect scenario.
Perfect scenario. They're actually probably just gonna look at that. Pongotsu dropping that other turret there. Moding has to waste his time dealing with this turret instead of against the bot, and the bot is actually gonna go over there and deal some damage. Milcreo just comes in there, takes 1 little hit.
Look at that. They're still solidly in position though. That was played beautifully by Animal Champeroo. They knew that they're not gonna get a ton done, so they take the bolt lead, or they only had the bolt deficit, but now they just let's keep control. However,
it didn't actually happen for them though.
Yeah, nice, you know what? Three Bears came back in and took it back over.
Absolutely, and now they have regained controlled center. Hagego throws down the super, tries to get Nice Bear. He is not able to, but he is able to take Angel out. However, they have to defend against a level 3 siege bot. If they can defend against this level 3 siege bot easily, they're in a very excellent spot though.
Yeah, they just picked up yet another bolt as they move in there. They're going to have some extra room with Wailing on that Penny turret. That was a great spot because look at Carl comes in, uses that wall to do extra damage to the bot as he comes in. Is he even going to sniff the eye? No,
he didn't even touch it a single bit. That means that Three Bears, they have to regain control right here, and I like the fact that they have that turret there. Pongotsu's going to drop that turret in the perfect position, going to be an absolute nuisance against the enemy team. Hagego ends up falling against Moding, and are they able to regain control right here? It's 4 and 4. Milcreo grabs a couple of bolts and runs away to deposit them.
This is so close. 4 to 5. Now it's going to be 5 to 6. But with the pool right there, he does finish him off. He mid-dies too, but there it is. Here comes the Siege Bot. Is this going to be it? Is this going to be the end for Three Bears? Is Animal Champeroo going to the finals?
I think that it absolutely is. They don't have the time to get over onto the enemy safe to deal any damage to it, and it looks like the Animal Champeroo is going to take this victory.
They pull off what seemed to be impossible, and they get a reverse sweep, and they're going to be walking all the way to the finals.
Look at that. We're going to be seeing Animal Champeroo again.
Any insight for us on the brawlers that are often picked here? Kairos?
Yes, absolutely. So I would not be surprised if we saw some Spike. I would not be surprised if we saw some Sandy. The previous two...
You wouldn't be surprised by anything. You're prepared.
Well... They've taken me off guard every now and then here. But Spike and Sandy would be really solid. Now, typically, we actually have seen a lot of Rosa in this competition specifically. She's so good right now. She got a recent buff, and because of that, that extra HP is just so beneficial for her. This map doesn't have as much bush to benefit her.
Same with Daryl on these gym grab maps. I feel like his double buff recently to damage and hit points have done a lot for him. What? No access to Daryl this time, banned by Animal Champeroo. Expect to see them run Rosa. On the other side, Nova Esports taking a different approach here. They're going to ban Piper for this matchup.
Absolutely. Hagego last time was playing Piper. He is just so incredibly good with Piper. Just hitting shot after shot after shot. It's almost like he tells the enemy players where to move when he shoots them because he hits so many shots.
And I think it doesn't matter where they stand because
it's true.
Unless they're behind a wall, he's going to hit them.
That's absolutely right, and this map is very wide open in center, and Gem Grab is all about gaining control of that center, and so that's a very solid ban on Tribe, or on Nova's side of things, 100%. Now, one thing that I will say here, just a recap of kind of how this is working out. These players are playing against each other. Best 3 out of 5 sets, okay? They have to win 3 game modes, basically. They're going to be playing in Gem Grab, Brawl Ball, Heist, Bounty, and Siege if it goes all the way, but they can actually win this championship if they win the first 3. But for each of those game modes, they have to win a best 2 out of 3 set. So we're playing Gem Grab at least twice, we're playing Brawl Ball at least twice, we're playing Heist at least twice.
I think if this is a 3-0 or a 3-1, Nova's going to be the one to pick it up. I think that they might be a little bit favored in the earlier matches, but if it goes to a tiebreaker, 3-2, then Animal Champeroo was favored. They have won both of their Siege matches when it came down to the tiebreaker. They've got so much lasting power on the desk. They never give up. And if it goes all the way to Siege, they've got the experience necessary and a proven track record to go along with it.
Absolutely. And Nova is the only team in this entire competition that has 3-0 swept their competitors in the quarterfinals against Dr. HK. And if there is a team that can sweep, I think you're exactly right. It's going to be Nova. And we even saw Animal Champidu struggle a little bit against 3 Bears in their semifinals, or in their quarterfinals. Their semifinals. Semifinals. We're in the finals now. This is it. The time is now. The first ever Brawl Stars World Champions are going to be selected for the first time, and we're going to see it happen over the next hour.
And as someone who has been creating content for Brawl Stars since the pre-beta phase, Kairos, I know that this is a moment that you've been waiting for literally over a year at this point.
I was talking to Lady Kairos over there on the seat when I wasn't casting, and I said, I cannot believe where we are today. I would have never guessed that this is what I would be doing on ever in my life. And here we are, such a cool event. This is Brawl Stars history in the making, and we get to be a part of it. That's, thank you.
Yeah, thanks
Whoever
to the fans
decided
out
to
there.
choose me. I don't know why you did, but I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
I think that your hard work has a lot to do with that. But let's hear from the fans out there as well, what they think of the competition coming out between Nova and Animal Champion. Who are you rooting for as we get our brawler picks on the screen now? It's going to be Gene for both teams as well as Carl, but Rosa and Penny are going to be the swap-ups here. We're expecting Rosa, a big heavy out in front. Interesting that Animal Champion hasn't really chosen a tank. They're instead going to go for more DPS and long-range action here, Kairos.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what Animal Champidu's plan is with Penny. Now, she's got that Balls of Fire star power, which is really excellent, but as far as where they place the turret, I am excited to see that. I think that it will be behind that red wall, just a little bit to the right side of the screen. But we'll actually see, though. They're trying to grab control over the center. This very first little push is very important. Spen LC actually goes in there, tries to take Punkotsu out, but Milkrio is able to take Cerulean out, his teammate. And Hagego is able to take Tom out.
Nice gem lead here for Nova, but they're not going to be able to hold on to it long. AC grabbing onto the center of the map and pushing back Spin LC. He's got a nice little nook that he can hide in there, though, and it's hard to take him out when he's hidden. Same thing with Carl. They're going to hold fast in that bush. Big attack over on the right side as Hagego gets the first kill of the game, taking down Rosa and grabbing control of the middle again. Not Penny, the first kill of the game, but the first kill of the set.
Absolutely. That Penny turret there is absolutely doing work. It is so hard for them to get in there. Enemy Carl tried to get in there, try and take it out, but they couldn't do it. And Tom is forced to move in the same direction the entire time. And this is going to be very hard. I do not know if Nova, they're going to have to get this kill Punkotsu right there. They're able to do so, but Hagego's right there to pick up the gems. It's almost like nothing ever happened. And Nova is in such a rough spot.
Yeah, there has just been a rotation after rotation. Animal Champion moving left, right. Every time they get a kill, they pressure even more. Nova tries to hold on to their position, but it's really looking testy right now for them. They're moving back to the end. Hold on, we got to get a kill over on Hagego, or this could be it. The countdown has started.
And it looks like Nova's got to push them back into here. They're doing the best they can. Milkrio is able to pull Spen LC, grab some more gems just to rub it in their face, and they are ready to hide behind this wall. Cerulean gets pulled by Milkrio, clear over there, and with 1 second left to go, they end up taking this first game.
Milkrio, the bodyguard, takes a dive and pulls in the enemy attack. Nicely done to him. All 3 brawlers still up for Animal Champion at the end of that first gem grab game. And they have finally upset our Nova team. Nova picked up a 2-1 in gem grab yesterday during the quarterfinals, and Smash Drive Gaming earlier today in gem grab at a 2-0. So the first game being a loss to them doesn't speak well about the next upcoming sets.
It really does not, and Nova Esports is very focused right there. And earlier, Animal Champion, they were looking at the camera, they were giving it thumbs up, they were smiling to the audience because they knew, hey, we've got a good advantage, at least in the heads of our competitors. However, Nova Esports has shown that even if they lose that first match, it does not get to their heads. They're ready to adapt their strategy to see what they can do to counter that. Now, I do think that Animal Champion playing that Penny was really what did it. Unfortunately, Nova was not able to get rid of that turret very often, and Penny's turret ended up hitting its shots more than I think Nova would have wanted it to.
Definitely a good bit of insight there. I am going to echo back what we heard from Milcreo and Pankatsu yesterday, that Gem Grab was their most confident game mode. None of the Nova members said that they felt very solid about it. So even though they were picking up wins, it doesn't seem that they consider it to be their point of strength. And that can really go a long way. We were talking yesterday about the mind game that goes into these matches. If you feel like you're up against an opponent who is at their best, you sometimes put too much on the line and lose it all.
Absolutely. So it looks like Nova's not going to adapt their strategy too much. However, they are going with a Brock with rocket number 4. My guess is to try and outrange Penny and take her out from a distance, prevent her from charging up her super, her turret, and positioning. And if they are able to, then they can at least use that range, that super, to break down those walls and get rid of the turret. Very solid counter from them on their part, because typically you might want to go with the thrower, but this time they're going with that one super to break down that wall.
2 gems up in the center, in a bit of a precarious position here for our Nova players up top. Tom and Sven do not want to stack up because that Penny splash damage can deal a massive amount of...
Look at that.
Hagego teaming up with Pankatsu gets the first kill.
That is so important. And Pankatsu is able to charge up his super and drops down that turret. That first turret is so important. In order for Nova to really counter that, they've got to use this Brock super, and we'll see what he ends up doing. But he's actually facing off against Milcreo, and who is going to get that first shot? And Tom is able to take Milcreo out and win that 1v1 skirmish.
Nice.
Here comes the super. He throws it down, opens up the wall, gets rid of the turret, and that is going to make it a little bit trickier for Animal Champadu to actually maintain the position that they have.
But Pankatsu still has a little square tile that he can plop that turret down behind. Those great balls of fire are doing amazing work in denying aerial access to Nova. They're having to work around these big
Look at that
fireballs.
pull from
Nice
Space
pull!
Breed. Pankatsu over there. Cerulean's able to deal some damage, and they're able to grab those gems and run away, but Hagego was actually able to pick some of them up. Unfortunately for them, Tom had his super ready to drop those gems onto the ground, and now they're just a little bit closer to solidifying, or at least coming around from that that upset.
A Pyrrhic victory taking out those heroes as Milcreo is able to grab the gems that still remain on the ground, and Animal Champru up again in game number 2, holding the center. It's all coming down to this. A protective pirouette protects Cerulean, and he's going to be able to swing through that right side, claiming it, but dies right afterwards to Pankatsu. But Nova have claimed the center, and it's all tied up now, Kairos.
This is really close, neck and neck. Both teams have roughly the same amount of control, with Pankotsu's able to just barely grab that one gem. He just needs one more. There, it pops out, and Nova's going to be able to pick up this gem right here. There's a 3v2 situation, which is not good for Animal Champadu.
Pankatsu's not dead, but he's almost down for the count, and that's going to give Nova a nice lead. They're up to 10 gems, but they really want 11 to solidify that lead. They grab it. Right now they can retreat, and they'll be secure. They just need to keep this gene alive and make sure that they can't let 2 gems fall in Nova's hands. They're at 11. Not an 11th for Animal Champadu, and that's a tied upset, Kairos.
That was so incredibly close. Like I said, you know, you had that Brock pick in order for him to charge up that super, get rid of that wall, which basically rendered Penny at a massive advantage. Not being able to use that turret and keep it alive as much as they were in the first set. I'm curious to see if Animal Champadu adapts their strategy and goes with a different brawler than Penny this time. Arguably because they were expecting Nova to actually bring another counter.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that we saw Rosa work so well and then just get abandoned in game number 2. What do you think is the strategy there?
You know, this map doesn't have a lot of bushes in situations where you're going to expect enemy players to come around. It does have some good opportunities for Rosa to do well, but it's a little bit more open up in the center, and that's why I think that a lot of these pro players, or at least why they decided to step away from Rosa. I think that's a very solid option for them. If I were to make a guess as to what they decided to do, they'd probably swap out Penny for maybe a Daryl.
Oh, Daryl's banned, though.
Oh, you're absolutely right. They can't go with Daryl. There's a reason why they banned Daryl. That's right. There's a good chance then that we would see maybe some Sandy. Animal Champadu has played Sandy more than any other brawler in this entire or any other team in this competition, and they're very good with him. And Sandy would do a very good job at controlling that center there.
And there are a lot of bushes in this map, but that additional super coverage from Sandy to provide a little bit of darkness in this night.
They're going to stay with it. They're going to keep that Penny, and Nova's going to keep that Brock. And I think that's smart of them to do that.
No comp swaps either way. It was a close game
It was
last
very
time.
close.
So they're both feeling confident that they can repeat and maybe improve a little bit on Animal Champions side.
Absolutely. You know, sometimes you just don't do it right the first time, but you just need a little bit of practice to see how your team is. Measure them up and see what you need to do to actually to take that victory. And this is what they're going to try to do. Tom's focusing on the center, outranging that Penny, and Cerulean's ready to try and get that kill.
Pressure.
He's not able to do it though. Oh, he's trying again. He keeps on going. He is not ready to give up, and unfortunately for him, he ends up losing that. Tom has that super. He throws it down, gets rid of those walls. That one same tile is still up though, allowing Picotso to charge up his super once he's able to drop that turret in there.
The pressure cooker is blown off its steam, and now Nova is in a dominant lead. All 5 gems in their hands, and another kill. Keep control of the mid.
This is a really tough spot for Animal Champion to come in there. Tom has his super. He lays it down there.
Gets a couple of hits, but no kills with that super. They are going to keep control of the center of the map. Their gems are kind of spread out, though, and that means that they're going to lose one over on the left side. Milcreo grabs a kill and steals the gem along with it.
Now they have that turret up there, and they're going to push up to keep Nova push back enough that that turret's going to be able to get a ton of value, especially with Brock staying back there without his super. It's going to be very hard for them to get rid of that.
A heavy pull, and Milcreo once again is showing off his skills here. Gets another couple hits, and with that, Nova's in a lot of trouble. Cerulean's going to grab the gems and retreat, but it is now a tied-up game, 6-6.
This is really close right here, and I actually like Animal Champidu's position. It's very difficult. Tom does have his super up now, and he does throw it down. It gets rid of the Penny turret, but actually Ponkotsu goes with a more aggressive turret position, which was smart, except that Nova was able to push back up there and get rid of it. And now, whoever grabs those 2 gems is going to have a pretty good advantage. And it looks like Nova grabs one of them. Tom is just focusing on dealing some damage, keeping Ponkotsu pushed back. He's able to do that. Keeps that range up there.
He's a 1-on-2, and he's winning this battle. He's finally getting pushed back, but he's bought enough time for Nova to grab the 10. That's going to be a countdown, Kairos.
Cerulean has 6, and Spen LC has 4, and that means that they're able to get this. But Hagego tries to get in there and take it out, but he is not able to. And I think, unless, well, look at the double pull right there. He's able to finish him off, restart the countdown.
Ponkotsu's down!
And
that's a restart! Nova's got the gems this time!
And Cerulean's about to get taken out, but unfortunately for Hagego, he falls, and Milcreo's trying to pull.
One health pull misses!
That is insane. Look at this back and forth. Animal Champion tried their best to get in there, grab those gems, but it did not happen, and Nova takes this first set 2v1.
Wow. One hit point and a slight chance to get back in the game, but couldn't get the pull in there. The clutch defensive pull from Nova, just enough to hold on to those gems. It seemed like they were just about to pick up the win, and then the countdown reset with like maybe a second or 2 left.
It was absolutely crazy. We had 2 Genes pulling each other, and because of that, it was like this. It was like everything came down to a slow standstill.
Hole.
Exactly right.
That's how you start a Terra Super.
A Terra Super, 2 Genes. That's right. But this next match is going to be course, and we'll see what Animal Champion does. This last time, they actually ended up losing against 3 bears in Gem Grab, and we'll see if they're able to adapt it this time. Now, course is a very bushy map. We're probably gonna, unless we see some bans, we're probably gonna see some Rosa for sure, because this is just so good for her.
Very bushy. Reminds me of some photos I've seen from the 1970s. They're kicking it back old school here on this map, and that's going to provide a lot of coverage for these 2 teams. Do you think that Sandy is going to be helpful at all in providing some additional coverage, or is there enough bush here that you want to maybe lean more towards something like Bo to try to sneak in and see, or a Rosa to ambush?
I don't know that I would see Bo. We very well could see some Rosa for sure. It looks like we're banning Poco and we're banning Spike. So Animal Champion doesn't want to face up against a really tanky comp, and so I don't actually know that they will play Sandy. They might, actually. Sandy's really solid. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some Ems. Ems does a really good job at using that area control with her super and slowing everybody down, and we actually saw that work out pretty well for Nova Esports earlier. If I remember correct, I believe that I was Nova that was playing Ems earlier.
Interesting choice here to see that Poco ban from Animal Champion, but they do know that Tom is a killer with Poco in Brawl Ball, so definitely sniping him down with that ban. On the other side, though, Milcreo is known for his spike play, so Nova targeting him with that ban.
Absolutely. Spike is one of the brawlers that I think both teams are actually really incredible with Spike. We saw some great Spike play by Nova last night.
Yeah, Spen was just a monster. Just
so
dropping super after super. It seemed like he couldn't miss.
It was insane. I felt like I needed to take some notes because, in fact, I've been taking notes this
You
entire
have.
time.
I've been watching.
That's right. But, you know, I don't know what we'll see. We might see some Terra. I think we're going to see some Daryl. I think we're going to see some Rosa. And maybe El Primo. Ooh. The thing is with this map is it's so bushy. Okay, Terra, Daryl, and Rosa. I mean, I called out a lot of brawlers, but I was pretty right.
Well, it's Daryl and Rosa as the tanks. Terra is going to be here dropping that healing shade, trying to keep her troops up, and maybe busting down a few walls at the same time. That super is going to be the #1 event to look for in this game, as it can completely turn the tides of the match. On the other side, though, we saw Ems a little bit in our previous matchup, and she's back again in the action. Great area denial from her.
And it looks like we got Animal Champ who already has a really good situation right here.
Hold
Tom
on.
does not have the ammo to be able to stop this.
Did he block
Penalty.
it?
Oh, they're able to do it. The two of them were able to do it. Tom alone would not be enough, but now they actually wiped the enemy team, giving them a great opportunity to come in there. Spenelcy has his super ready. He's able to knock people out of the way, and Cerulean with the ball in the bush just waiting. Terra throws down the super. Spen goes in to try and kick it in, but Ponkotsu throws down his super. He stops it. Spen does the double bounce off the walls. Cerulean is ready to go in there, and he's able to get that first goal of this first Brawl Ball match.
Walks it in. Nice job there to Ponkotsu on defense, but couldn't hold up against massive pressure from Daryl, rolling straight through Ems. Now remember, when they're in the bush, you can't see them, except for when they're holding the Brawl Ball. Anyone can see the target then.
Yes, Milcreo was able to pick up the ball right here, and oh, look at that. They're able to stop it despite him having his super up so that he could reduce all that damage. And now with the team wipe, this is a great time to regain some control. Rosa hanging out in that bush where she can easily heal up a ton of HP. Look at that kick to Spinner. Supers in and rolls it in. The same play over again. The kick and the roll and kicking it in is just such a great play by Nova Esports. That is something you do not see unless you are watching the Brawl Stars World Championship.
Wow. You know, Mortis used to be one of the best strikers for that very reason. He'd kick it forward and dash back to grab it again, but it seems like Daryl is the favorite among the pros. He can roll really far, gets that protective hoops to give him a little bit more cushion for his pushing, and as he sends it on in, you know, kind of similar to Rosa, who can protect herself with her star power. I think Daryl's a little bit quicker, and Rosa is a little bit heavier on those assaults for when you have a little bit more time to set up.
Absolutely. What you saw there is you saw Nova with amazing teamwork. Basically, Rosa, like you said, keeping herself alive in the bush, kicking it into Daryl at the right time. It looked like she was kicking it to the other team, but they were not, because that Daryl was able to roll in and catch it. It's like the alley-oop of Brawl Ball.
Did you just spoil? Is there a basketball mode coming to Brawl Stars?
If
soon,
there
Kairos?
is, I want to see it, because that would be fun. That'd be fun. Supercell, Woody's got some ideas for you. We'll send that to your way. As a side note, actually interesting, we do have a lot of the developers from Brawl Stars here watching this championship, and it's been amazing to see how excited they are about this competition. They're definitely taking notes on how they can improve the Brawl Stars championship in the future. Not that it needs much improving. This is amazing. Now,
nice save there, Cars.
yes, well, absolutely.
But hey, we're going to be doing it back again
Yes.
next year. We've already heard that the Brawl Stars Worlds 2020 is coming soon. They're calling it the Brawl Stars Championship. Is that right?
That's exactly right. Now, it looks like Animal Champadoo is going with Shelly as a great stop against Daryl. I do not blame them for doing that. And Sandy, we mentioned earlier, Animal Champadoo is an excellent Sandy player. Ponkotsu is. And so this is going to be really intense. This is going to come down to whether or not Animal Champadoo is able to use that Shelly to counter Daryl and Rosa. However, they've got a tough situation, because one Shelly versus two tanks. it's going to be tricky for them, especially with
She's a
Tom.
tank buster, though. If she can
is.
get that attack lined up, especially her super, and freeze down those enemy brawlers, she can be a force to be reckoned with for sure. Nova picking up the first set and now game 1 of this Brawl Ball match, looking very strong. Finally, Sandy's able to get the kill there on Cerulean as he pops his super as well. Healing Winds will top off the brawlers that are inside that super radius. They're going to hold on to the ball for a little while here as they try to gain control of the mid, maybe get a kill or two before they push in for a shot.
That's exactly right. Look at that. Hagego uses the super to slow the Daryl down and break down some of the walls. Milkrio ready to go in, goes up against Cerulean, but Tom with the super helps to keep him alive. Milkrio stops Ben from going in and dropping a goal, but Ben LC is ready to give it to Cerulean. They go in there for the kill, pass up the ball for the kill. Milkrio with the super tries to stop Sven, and they're able to prevent it for just a few seconds, but is this going to be enough right here? Milkrio is not able to stop it, does not use his super, and does not kick the ball out of Cerulean's hands. And
that's what we said to watch for. That super from Terra can completely turn the tides of the match. It seemed like Cerulean was taking a ton of damage after grabbing that ball, but one super was all it took to suck all those troops in, kill the brawlers, and then deliver a goal soon after.
Now Cerulean's in the bush right there. Hagego with that super is just so much to handle as that Rosa, so he was not able to do that. But Tom getting so much value from this super. Are they able to make it in here?
Oh my goodness! Sven LC threads the needle! The second goal, and it's in!
That was insane! He knew where to pull it, and his teammate knew where to shoot it so that it did make its way in there. And that means that Nova Esports gets 2 sets. The first 2 sets, Gem Grab and Brawl Ball, but that was not enough to stop Animal Champadu in the semi-finals when they were facing 3 Bears. The same thing happened, and they came right back to move into the finals. So we will see what happens here. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think that Animal Champadu is going to be able to come back in the reverse sweep?
I don't think so. I mean, you already heard me predict at the beginning here that if we saw a 3-0 or a 3-1, it would be Nova. I thought Nova had the lead, but wow, they are the senseis at the top of the mountain, and no one can reach up to their level of skill at this time. Still, though, Animal Champadu dropped their first 2 sets in the last match, and they managed to pull back the total reverse sweep, getting 3 sets in a row. They're going to be in their element, and they're fighting for their lives. That Brawl Stars trophy right there in the center isn't going to claim itself, but Nova have got another thing coming to them next, and pit stop.
That's right, this map is a very great one for throwers. You can see some of the most big brawlers are Barley and Dynamite. Also, Tick is a really good option here. I'm excited to see what they ban here. Typically, what you would see is a couple of tankier brawlers with 1 thrower. However, I've said that in the past for this competition, and people have been proving me wrong, at least against the best of the best. Looks like the bans are going to be Ems and BB. Both pretty solid options for this. Nova Esports banning BB is a very smart choice.
All right, so Heist game mode has got 2 safes on it. The first team to bust it down is going to win. Oftentimes we've seen races take place where several brawlers stacked up on the enemy safe, blasting away as fast as they can. Nova Esports banning BB. She's one of the more popular close-range brawlers in this game mode. Her super can deal a ton of damage as it bounces back and forth over the safe. So without her, expect to see a lot more bull action. He can deal massive damage close range, and of course his super can get him right on top of the safe. I'm interested to see this Ems ban. What do you think is going through the minds of the Animal Champadu players?
Yeah, so Ems is typically known as a really good tank counter if played right, except for against Daryl. So my guess is they want to, they're going to try and go with a tankier comp, I think. I think they're going to have Daryl. I think they're also going to have Bull, and possibly even El Primo.
Ooh, that would be interesting to see.
Looks like I was completely wrong.
Well, not this time.
We got Bull, we got Rico. Barley is a solid option here, and it looks like we're seeing Rico from both sides. And extra life 8-bit on Nova's side. They did such an amazing job with 8-bit in the highs the last time when they were facing off against Tribe Gaming.
Yep. When the games are this short, that extra life can make all the difference. You only need 1 really great stab with those long-range brawlers, and you can get the damage in there. Meanwhile, both Ricos are going to be taking that speedy retreat. Rapid retreat is going to let them run away when they get low on hit points. usually the better option when you don't need to bounce your bullets as far.
That's right. Now, Milkiro taking out Cerulean is a really key play right here.
Ooh,
Gago's
another
able to
snipe.
take out Sven LC as well. This is going to be really, this is a tough spot where we've got Punkotsu as Barley keeping that 8-bit pushed away, and Gago using the super to get rid of Cerulean. They're doing such a good job at playing defense first, offense second, and Punkotsu throws out that super. It does hit the safe, meaning that they are going to deal an insane amount of damage onto it. And it looks like Gago's just falling back on the defense to try and keep Cerulean from even getting close.
There you see that run once again. Wow, that Rico's massive and dealing a ton of damage really quickly. He can jet around the map and stay out of range of Cerulean. And with that speed boost, not anymore. Cerulean gets the kill, and that's going to be massive damage on that enemy save.
We've got damage going on both sides of the field. We have Milkrio playing as Barley, dealing damage to the enemy save, and Nova Cerulean just playing those walls, trying to get close to there. And look at that defense from Sven LC. That was absolutely phenomenal.
You can't catch up to Spin when he's running this fast. Happy feet, and he makes it back in time. We have got another bull charge, but denied by a defensive bull. We are neck and neck right now, Kairos, at 50% each for these two saves.
This is incredibly close. Milkrio's going for the charge, but Cerulean's able to be there on the defense. Tom's attacking Punkotsu, and Punkotsu's just trying to survive, but he cannot run away fast enough. Tom throws down the turret, boosting their damage, and they unload an insane amount of damage on that save. Is it enough? 14 HP, and it is still alive.
The Omega Blast from Nova. All three firing away. Brings it down to 1 hit point. Can Bull get the last blast?
All they need is one attack from either, and Sven is able to deal the damage from that distance there. They are in such a good position here as Nova has that another victory. Animal Champion, they cannot lose this next one if they want to move on.
The match points now for Nova Esports. Up 2-0 on this set score, and the World Championship title is right before them. It's yours for the taking, guys. But remember, Animal Champion was here before. They've been down 2 sets, and they still won the match. What can they do this time, Kairos, to turn it back?
That is a really tough question, because I was going to say to stick with Barley. But I think they might have to go with something a little bit tankier. They've got to do something to outrange that 8-bit.
It seemed like when the walls were up, Animal Champion had a bit of an advantage. But as soon as Bull was able to tear it down, it was Rico and 8-bit blasting straight into that safe. Maybe if Animal Champion will get a quick win, if they're able to play a bit more aggressively, that can help him. What do you think?
No, I think that you're absolutely right. Or outrange them. I love their Rico pick. They played such a good Rico. And it looks like they're going to stick with it. Bull, Rico, and Barley, they're trying it again.
Hagego just played the best defense I've ever seen in a high scheme, but it still wasn't enough to stop this Nova team.
They've got to keep this Cerulean from charging up his super. That's what they've got to do. They've got to prevent it from opening up in the center. I mean, but that could go either way. That really could go either way. Barley is such a good option on this brawler, on this map. He's just got to focus on staying alive and dealing that damage. Oh, I don't know. Let's see what happens. I'm excited for it. This could be it for Nova Esports. Is this match going to be the last between them? We're going to find out.
All of your support in the chat, because this is a match point, ladies and gentlemen. Nova Esports could take it all here and now if they pick up another win. Tom sneaking in over on the right side, going to take some fire from Punkotsu. He's got that extra life, though, so even if he goes down here, he'll still be able to push in a little bit.
That's right. Punkotsu is doing an excellent job at keeping them pushed back and preventing Ava from actually getting in there. And SpenLC's trying to hit some shots. Punkotsu's dodging left and right, but it is not enough. SpenLC's able to take him out, and Cerulean is just using that wall. He's saying, this is my home. You can't get past here. And SpenLC with that super dealing so much damage. Is he able to take Punkotsu out as well? He is not, but he has that Robo Retreat, which is plenty for him to avoid this bull and run away.
Lightning fast speed, he blinks away, and he's going to be back in the action, dealing even more damage as Bull charges in. Now we're going to start to finally see some damage from Animal Champion, blasting away at the save. On the other side, though, the Bull is getting some good damage in there as well. Nova and AC both get about 10% off the saves.
That's exactly right. Such a close matchup, but it looks like Animal Champion is actually able to maintain their foothold over here with Punkotsu charging up, getting in here, dealing some damage to Cerulean, but Cerulean gets a little too close. He charges through, breaks through the wall, is dealing some damage with that SpenLC is adding more damage as well. And we've got Brawl is going down on both safes.
Is it going to be enough? It is not. I do not think so. Look how much damage we got over on Animal Champedu's side. That is going to be very difficult for them to come back from, but it does only take one push.
Even more shots from Nova bring the safe down to 35%. It could just be one more charge to claim victory. Cerulean taking a ton of shots, but hold on, they're going to play defense this time, setting up that super on the backside so that they can buff up their damage. Bull makes it into the safe, but brings it down to 17, 16, 13, 12. Is it over yet, Kairos?
It is not. We still have 24 seconds. They just have to defend. Nova just has to defend this one push in order for them to become the champions of the world for Brawl Stars. 15 seconds left. Here we go. They're not even going to focus on defense. They're just going on the offense. And it looks like that is going to be the victory. Nova Esports first ever Brawl Stars World Champion.
Nova Esports! Nova Strong take the triple crown! Royale, Clash of Clans, and Brawl Stars have the Nova name stamped on those trophies!
We've got confetti going all over the audience. Everybody is cheering them. This is such an exciting moment in the Brawl Stars history. The first ever Brawl Stars champions. And let's see what they've got. They've got a message. Their message,
their Nova Esports flag draped behind that trophy. The bulk of that $250,000 prize pool going to our team from Europe.
Look at their face. They're so. Spen LC is keeping it cool though. Everybody else, this is exciting.
These Brits are the best in the business, Kairos.
That's exactly right. Now we are actually going to hear some words from our first ever Brawl Stars World Championship. Here we go.
네, 드디어 탄생했습니다. 브롤스타즈 월드 파이널 2019 여러분께 소개합니다. 세계 최강의 팀